Who the greatest? No, not the latest. Ain't that debatable? Yeah. Check the stats. This the Jared Willer Ryan show. 9 no days off. You been grinding, I've been grinding too. Made it through the storm, great clouds. You see me shining through champion and state of mind. I've been balling better D up after we win it all. That's the only time my feet up. Blood, sweat, tears, hard work with the passion. The killer in the game. I hop in and go assassin. Nah, I can't be average. Nah, I can't be last. Just always first or nothing. Doubter said I was bluffing. See him after I went like I thought you was saying something. I told him that I was coming. Gun in the hand drumming. Shit shots at my fields. Who thought they went in the running? Why would I be nervous? I've been training for this day. I'll be like a freight train. Any problems in my way, never complain. They said okay, I'll follow my dream, even if it don't pay. But anyway, what you say? I'm too busy getting cake. Tunnel vision on my goals, like success gon' be my fate. Pray to God he take my soul if I die before I wait. Give it everything you got, cause that's what it's gonna take. And don't wait, do it now. They say time is of the essence. From a kid to a king, you are now in the presence of a new creature. Adapted new features. Remember when I was a student, now I'm brighter than my teachers. Don't worry if I spit, cause if I do it, be that ether. I got stripes just like a zebra. Up a level, I might lead you. How to play too hard to see ya. I'ma heat up in the winter. They gon' look at me like Scar, but I'm really more like Simba. Always been the realest. I can't hang around with tenders talking like I ain't gang, but I know a couple members ain't tripping about the beat. Focused on the bigger picture, dreams in the headlock. Like you thought I wouldn't get you, grinding like I never ate. Can't make no pivotal mistake. Do you wanna be good or great? Steady now, pick up the pace. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now we moving weight. Power of the jungle, cause time we gon' release the 8. And I'm still gon' keep my faith. God with me, so I'm straight. I'm the fire in the lake. I put the devil in his place. I don't think it's no debate. It's my time to make a shake. I done did away with fear. Y'all no longer welcome here. I just had to make it clear you wasn't deaf and you can hear. Opponent win it won't be easy. Game colder than the freebie. Early stages of my grind and I was young, they ain't believe me. So in my older days, on the ball and got a queasy.
Welcome in, fam, to another episode of That's Debatable. My name is Ryan Dietrich. Here with my guys, Will Ward and Jeremiah Bays.
Yo. What it is.
What's going on? What it is, indeed. It is Monday. What's today? March
3/28. Shout out to my mom. Happy birthday, Ma.
Nice.
Mama Ward.
What'd you get her?
Can't tell yet.
All right.
She went out of town, so she'll be back tomorrow. So got to keep that under wraps.
Okay.
But like I said, happy birthday, number 50. Can't say that either, but
It's blessings.
blessings for sure.
A young
Aging
50.
young.
Young 50.
Aging
man.
Young, episode 33. Larry Bird, Larry Legend episode. You already know, man.
How about Grant Hill?
Grant Hill. Is this episode getting hurt? Or is somebody getting hurt in the episode? I see what I did there. Because after what happened last night. Bow. You know what I'm
Speaking
talking about.
of,
Speaking of the thump,
let's do it.
let's get into it, man. Let's get this over with so we can get into this Final Four. You already know, UNC. Let's go Tar Heels, man. Something to cheer about.
Oh, man.
What up, Jay Lucas?
I think Jay's in the building.
Jay's in the building.
All right, Sunday night was the Academy Awards, so most of y'all saw it.
Yeah, this is not sports related, people.
No. In any way, shape, or here it is.
Sports related.
Slap her,
combat.
slap her around the world.
Lord!
And this is the unedited version, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Probably better mute that.
Let 'em hear it.
Just in case.
Let them have it, man. We're good.
And I don't know. I mean, he's just up there making jokes, but oh, here it comes.
Did it look fake? Do it look fake? Does it look staged? Or
There's, I
he
mean,
said Will Smith slapped the stuff out of me. Yeah, you old turkey.
one of the
Johnny
I mean,
Turkey.
that ain't fake. I mean, You can tell Willie, he ain't messing around, but
Yeah,
a little, just the camera angle, whatever, he's kind of like, I seen a lot of that, like, was it staged and all that? Man, ain't no way.
No, man, that's wild, but
There's some great memes. We got the meme of the year already. Guaranteed that's the meme of 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Pick of him.
He changed, Will Smith changed his jokes overnight.
Dude,
Hey,
right?
said put some respect on his name.
Man,
Willie
that
from
is
Philly.
that is the Fresh Prince. But man, crazy man. That's wild. Live on television.
Dude, right? I was watching that live. That's
the Oscars, one of the biggest award show next to what, the Grammys or something like that.
It's probably the biggest.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's man.
if you care, I mean, I don't really give it.
I don't know. How would you
knows?
handle that? Your wife has some type of ailment or whatever, and a guy's up there just busting jokes at everybody. At the end, your wife catch some. Now you laugh at first, and then you look over. Now I don't know. Everybody looking at the Will Smith thing. It shows Jada's face where she like roll her eyes on some stuff.
Right.
And then the camera moves back to Chris Rock, and at that moment, she could have looked at Will. Anything could have happened. So, and then next thing you know, he like, oh, look, he's coming up here, and it's just all stiff body with the like he did put some. It looked like when Scar slapped Simba.
Yeah, right.
Lion King, and the eyes got big.
I will say,
Pun intended.
well, yeah, he won Best Actor award like half an hour later, whatever, in the show.
Yeah.
And he got up there and gave his speech and was talking about, his role as King Richard,
Yeah.
Venus and Serena's dad. And
Maybe
talked
watched the
about-
movie this morning. I just saw it for the first time.
Nice. And he talked about
Good movie.
how kind of preparing for that role of shooting the film was all about, he was protecting his family, protecting those girls. Like, so I don't know if he's still feeling
The character.
all that's like fresh in his mind after being in that kind of time frame for a year, whatever. Because he said some of those things, it's about love, protecting your family and this and that. Because Street Dog came out in him and
Yeah.
Maybe that was a little bit of a subliminal message. That's what I thought. He was just trying to say, I'm protecting mine. Watch what you say from here on out. Everybody had the shots about August and entanglement from last year. And enough is enough. You can only say so much without a person reacting to it. Was it the time and the place to do it? That's the biggest thing.
That's debatable.
That's debatable. All right.
Hey,
People know put some respect on Will's name now. So.
Hey, man, that is a legend.
well, that's the other thing, everybody's. Yeah, it's none of our business. Like, Rock made a joke about some guy's wife. Will got up, smacked him. I mean, between those two dudes, like, there it is. I mean, crack jokes about my wife.
He's not pressing charges.
Off, right?
Nothing
and of course
too
he shouldn't.
crazy.
So I mean, really, all this, all this hot air, everybody in the, everybody talking about it, like, we ain't got nothing to do with it. It's, it's a conflict between those two individuals at this point, like. And it's, it's kind of the end of it.
Yeah, it was just on such a public platform with so big stars. It was just wild.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't. Of course, I didn't see it live. Of course, I didn't watch it at all live. So I didn't.
You did not miss anything.
Yeah, I already know. I didn't. Before I was about to lay down, I'm scrolling on my timeline. It's like, oh, what is this? And that's when I start sending y'all the link. So yeah, so y'all make sure y'all got it first thing in the morning.
So are we ruling out that this was not staged? These are $1 million actors. Was this real?
Oh, yeah. 100% real.
I mean, I feel like in the moment it was real, but could it have been planned? That's the big.
The whole award shows, No, I mean, that was real. You could see Will's reaction on his face. And even at, like, after Rock got slapped and he said, after Will yelled at him, keep my wife's name out your mouth, he's like, all right, I will. And then it cut, like,
I'm weak.
to a pause, and he just looked sweaty and odd-faced and...
You see Lupita's face in the background. That's the one thing that made it kind of more like, oh, this ain't just staged. She made the face that was like, whoa, this is out of the ordinary.
What if the only people who were on the inside was the two gentlemen involved, and the crowd really was, didn't know anything.
Right.
But I mean, that's just throwing stuff at the wall just to see if it'll stick. But from what it is, a man's wife got disrespected. That man looked over at his wife. I've seen a lot of people jump to the defense of saying, looking at it from that side. I'm on the troll side of it, like I'm on just the reaction, how when he got slapped, he said, "Wow!" He was in such disbelief. He was like, "Wow, Will Smith just slapped the stuff out of me." I'm like,
slapped him hard too.
Yeah, it was stiffy when he powder. Anybody see how hot powder?
Right.
He's like,
what the 5 fingers say to the face?
man. He probably
Ali still left in him too.
Man, nah. If it was Ali, if it was Ali, it was a jab.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't thought that one in a while.
Yeah, no, Will's a great actor, man. Legend, definitely the legend of one of my lifetime.
Will Smith's best movie, or your favorite Will Smith movie?
All
right, I'll go. Bad Boys 2.
Yeah. Gotta be Bad Boy.
Detective Mike Lowry.
I Am Legend.
Robot, or
dude.
Legend?
I Am Legend. He do got iRobot. It's iRobot.
iRobot's awesome. I Am Legend.
I Am Legend is my favorite Will Smith movie. He could also turn into Hancock too. Now don't forget he was also a superhero. Oh man, Will Smith was the first black superhero. I know we give T'Challa a lot of love, but Will Smith was the first black superhero.
I'm ready. I'm excited for Black Adam, man. The Rock.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be dope.
Oh yeah, that's kind of predictable too. I'll see how that goes.
All right. Let's keep it.
Last time we saw The Rock, he was introducing the Rams and Bengals.
Dude, man, he'll be president before you know it.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he wants that job, but he should be. Let's keep it with.
But
let's keep it with fighting.
Oh yeah.
Since we got another clip. Let's see. When was
another
that?
knockout?
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Main event, Columbus, Ohio. I wish I was available for that to be in attendance, but I was not. I did watch it live, and it was live.
I think our guy Julian Jackson was down there.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
working. In a quick update, UConn women are beating the NC State Lobos 11-7 right now. Early on in the first quarter.
Is that a 1v1 matchup?
1 versus 2. This is a Elite 8
UConn
action.
is 2.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's right. But now UConn is still UConn.
Ooh, yep.
Yeah, them girls. Number 12 on that team is man. Or is it 16?
No, well, I'll pull up the roster in a sec. All right, UFC 200 and whatever.
Razor blades.
Yep. Here we go.
And I guarantee he's going to go there for the second round.
Bada bing.
That's a great way of,
Ooh.
Huge
Right.
Putting 17 seconds in the second round. It doesn't do him no justice. The round, because the first round he really did most of his work towards that last minute in crunch time in the first round.
Yeah, I was gonna say you watched it, right?
Yeah.
What was the first round like?
I mean, they was going for blows in the first half of that round, but then my man Razor Blades put it on him towards the end. At the end, he finished him off. It only took 17 seconds. Like I said, that was a Buffalo Bill type thing. He was on some Patrick Mahomes stuff.
What you call Buffalo Bill? What you mean by that?
Yeah.
It only took 17 seconds to knock him out in the second round, because it took 13 seconds for Patrick Mahomes to go down there and score.
Got you.
I thought you were talking about like actual Buffalo Bill.
Nah, I'm talking about Buffalo Bills. The dude was Buffalo Bills, and my man Razor Blades was with the Chiefs.
You talking Mahomes magic?
Yeah, and put him down 17 seconds in the second round, put that man down. Live in Columbus, Ohio. The man Matt Brown tried to hold it down too. He was from Columbus, Ohio.
And I guarantee he's going to go
Yeah,
there
look
for
at
the
that.
second round. I mean, that's a great
Poke,
way of,
poke. And he gets him right here with the
But then he just went ahead and finished the job. Everybody in the thing.
Dude, and that when he's down there and they get
Going
the
crazy.
elbows going, man.
He couldn't get up. He really went to sleep.
Well,
Like, he went to sleep for a second. Like, man.
oh, shit.
One of the other rounds, somebody got choked to get. Man, that was UFC. Respect to.
I was gonna say,
winners.
are you
I'm not really. I think I might
fan.
now be a fight fan. I'm not, because I'm not really into the whole just watching people beat each other up type thing.
Which one you going to go more? The regular boxing, heavyweight boxing, featherweight or whatever, Mayweather.
I would
Klitschko
prefer
brothers,
the just
or
straight up
MMA?
boxing. I prefer boxing, but the MMA fighters is on a whole nother level.
I got to go MMA for the simple fact of.
Yeah,
now
I
in
can get that.
boxing,
Nah, it's more live and entertaining. I'd rather watch that.
I don't want to see a fight where it's supposed to be a fight and nobody ends in blood, nobody has black eye, and you go to the scorecards 9 times out of 10. I didn't pay $70 for somebody to dance around a ring, Pretty Boy Floyd or not, can't get in touch. But I mean, I need to see knockout. I need to see blood. So that's why UFC is starting to take off more.
Not all fights are like Floyd fights, so just don't go see Floyd. That's what you're gonna get.
I mean, you even look at the heavyweight fights now. When you see the Bronx Bomber and He's like the favorite right now when he's fighting.
That's my man named Wilder. He's a big show.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the
when he's fighting.
Warmer?
Yeah, when he's fighting Fury. Yeah, that's good, but it's not too often where you got when we say back in the '90s when you had Tyson and Lennox Lewis.
Go back to the '80s.
You had
80s and '70s. The real.
But when
era.
you seen more,
It's definitely not that no more. It's definitely not that.
A couple heavyweights, so I like more of the UFC because you getting your money's worth out of them more than
and it's quick, fast. Commercial only 30 seconds. They got 30 seconds in between them rounds.
All right, but
get
here's
right
the
back
other
to it.
thing is, so what was it like, I don't know, a few years ago, McGregor and whoever, so it's this big
think
ordeal,
of his
like
name.
people, $100, and the fight lasted like 16 seconds or something.
Yeah, was it Moscow? Not Moscow.
Which there's been a handful of them throughout the, but, so how do you, what do you think about that? You talk about being a fight fan trying to, I guess the good thing is,
I mean, you
they've
gotta
got
think
the
that.
card, so there's like 10 fights, for the event.
Yeah,
But if you're going in looking at, but I guess if you're a fight fan, that's, what can happen.
like if we're not
That's
even
the most exciting 15 seconds, I guess you're going to see. You might be disappointed it doesn't go 8 rounds or whatever, but if you paid $100 for the event and you only get 20 seconds before a knockout quick,
if it's a sleep
Got it in
knockout,
there.
you sleep. That one right there, that knockout, that wasn't. He was still moving. He was still squirming at the end.
Nah,
of it. I need
the
to
video
see
cut.
sleep.
No, the video cut off. He went down.
I need to see smelling salt.
Nah,
at the end.
It took a while for that man.
Bring in the train.
You want
No,
slow
it
motion
took-
Rocky
he needed
knockouts.
help. No, that man needed help up. It wasn't. It was that the video got cut off. But not even going to Conor McGregor. And that fight was the main event.
Right.
So if you was waiting all night for that particular fight and you think it was going to go to the 5th round, because that one was going, other rounds was going 3, that round was going 5, and it only made it 17 seconds in the second. Did you get your money's worth? You technically wanted to see a knockout from either side.
Right.
You didn't know the knockout was going to come that fast, but hey, it happened. That's UFC. In boxing, they try to give you your money's worth. So that's why because they get paid by the round. Money.
That's why it's all fixed and rigged.
Yeah. So, but in that case, hey man, when you get put down, you get put down.
Yeah, fair enough.
You gotta see that hand coming. But he opened up his eye in the first round. And then it just got bad within 17 seconds.
man.
Well, it makes me think of other things like
Fights leading up to it was dope too, though.
we had the girl, the young, like the 8-year-old girl that's a Golden State Warriors fans, and her and her mom had tried to go see LeBron play or Steph Curry play twice.
Yeah.
And it was a couple weeks ago, they went to see him in Denver. Curry didn't play that night. So, on a similar note, like, you don't ever go to a game. You want to shell out $100 to go see LeBron or Curry in town.
Yeah.
And
Like
then
tonight,
they don't
taking the
play,
night off.
like, take a night off.
I've done that, man. I took my boys to go and see the Bucks in Cleveland, and Giannis was there but did not play. So you go and see the main event, you see the star, and then he don't show up. It's kind of like definitely around this time that we talk about NBA real quick. You go and see these players they're kind of trying to save them for the playoff time a little bit more. Like
Right.
you said, LeBron and AD is not playing tonight, so you never know, man.
And that's what you want to see, especially if you're at an NBA game. Like
Like I
I
went
wanna
to
go I want to go see LeBron or go see Curry.
I went to a Bulls and Nets game, but my case was a little differently. Kyrie actually got injured the Sunday or the
Like
game
before.
literally the game before that, like was a shoulder injury the first year they went there. So I thought I was going to go to a Chicago Bulls game to see Zach LaVine and the Bulls versus Kyrie Irving and the Nets, and I seen a whole bunch of backups, and so I ain't really like it like that. But I was there for the Bulls, and the Bulls still lost. But that's beside the point. That's when it was whack.
Here's something that I just saw pop up an hour and a half ago. NFL says all teams must add minority offensive coach. Expands Rooney Rule to include women. All 32 teams this season will hire a minority offensive assistant coach. Part of a series of policy enhancements announced Monday to address the league's ongoing diversity issues. The coach can be female or a member of an ethnic or racial minority. Huh. Thoughts?
It's another loophole that they could probably get out of. But I mean,
Does this water it down to where it's not even out of credibility or like this person deserves this job? Now they're just forced to.
Forcing it,
So
yeah.
they're just going to throw somebody in there to check the box off this list, right?
Yeah.
but isn't that?
I
where-
guess you got to start somewhere.
But isn't that where most minority candidates are anyway? Or is it like strictly so they could get on the offensive side to be able to be a head coach that way? But mostly the minority coaches are always the assistant coaches, whether it's on the offense, defense, or special teams.
I mean,
The whole point of the Rooney Rule is to get them in the head coach seat. I mean, expanding it that way.
But
we still got people like Eric Bieniemy, offensive head coach, offensive coordinator for a high volume team, and still ain't got no head coaching job. So I mean, how does that? I don't see how that help when we already got people in that position already. Byron Leftwich. I mean, are we talking OCs? Are we just talking wide receiver coaches, running back coaches, quarterback coaches like that? And they expanded to women. Is that just trying to get women in the door? Because now would they be more willing to hire women than dare I say, a black man?
Right.
I just hate that it's 2022 and we still got to have the color barrier and still have to show that, oh, let's get this minority group in or whatever. Let the qualifications judge for themselves.
If you fit the bill, you fit the bill.
You fit the bill, put them in. You see all, like you said, Bieniemy, Leftwich. You can go on the line, my man Marvin Lewis, even though he ain't get no playoff games. You still a certified coach. You got a dub with the Ravens. You certified somewhere, but you got to erase the color line so we can really be able to be more of a more unified country. As we say, we a melting pot, but it's still so much of diversity, and it shows. So when you put stereotypes or qualifications on these roles, you're still showing your true face. But I guess it's a move in the right direction, but it's still like you're forcing it, man. It's a force feeding thing. Let it just happen natural. So appreciate you, Goodell, but
do you?
I don't know.
I mean, he worked for the NFL. He not necessarily.
He works for the owners.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
We get a black owner in there, we'll know something different. It's 32 teams and not one black owner. So I'm not running that's big on race, but the world is. So.
Yeah, right. There's the way. It's just the way it is, especially with a billion-dollar industry like the NFL. The only minority owner I can think of would be Shahid Khan
for
the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He's made Indian or something like that. He's got kind of a cool story, but he's an engineer that designed the bumper, basically. Grew up in the Middle East, moved here, went to college at like Missouri or somewhere in the middle of the states, got an engineering degree, figured out how to make a bumper, like patented bumper on every car, billionaire. So, I don't know. Anyway.
We'll see how long it takes for, you said it, a coaching's assistant.
Yep.
Like, we're not even just talking about a coordinator. We're talking about the assistant to the guy.
This could be wide receiving assistant coach or something.
Talking about clipboard holder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just want to know, how does that expand it to getting them in the door for becoming a head coach when the Rooney Rule is literally in place for that and they already are not following those rules?
Right.
That's all I'm asking. So what does this rule do?
It gives hope for guys. When you look at Eric Spoelstra and you see how he got in as a video coordinator, it's somewhere inside of the building. So you put in the work and show that you're diligent and can show up on time and, you're persistent on making the culture better for the team. I guess it's something.
And then they're already employed within the organization franchise, so the natural progression is to just bring people up when jobs become vacated.
But that's how it is already.
Right.
You would assume, like, Bieniemy didn't have so many, and we keep saying his name because he's like one of the top.
Because he's literally been the one that's been waiting the longest. And, like, he's from a team that has won a Super Bowl and been to 2 and been to 3 straight AFC championship games and have won the AFC 3 of the last 4 years.
The last 4 have gone through. The last 4 have gone through Kansas City.
Yeah, outside of this year with Joe Burrow.
So since we go on the debate of race, and the guy from Miami, Brian Flores, is the minority leash shorter than anybody else's? Once you get in and actually become a head coach, is that leash shorter than the rest of their counterparts?
I think. Yeah, I feel like, like just to use an analogy to, let's say, marijuana, right? A lot of people use marijuana, right? Some people in workplaces may use it, and there's guys who are able to work under that, and there's guys who aren't able to work under that. And those guys, that one guy who's not able to work under that, because he got sloppy, exposes everybody,
right,
and it hurts everyone for those who are able to work in those conditions. Now, since the Brian Flores thing has happened, I haven't seen anything but the Dolphins have found a loophole with the multiracial coach who's, that counts as like loopholes and stuff like that. I haven't really seen anything.
There hasn't been much fallout from that,
moves.
or just
he blew the whistle too early, and if it's like I don't like he just looked, and it just looked bad. It's not that I can't take his side, but it looked bad, and it might have hurt other people's chances, and that's why you got a new rule like this coming out, because they feel like it can help. But I just think it's another show. Like, how does this rule help when you already got the closest thing to a OC right next to the head coach seat? If you can't, with the receiver coach is going to leap over the what's the name? I don't know.
I guess we'll just have, I don't know. I guess it's a start. I mean, it's, we got to take, at some point, there's got to be some, it's a good place to start, I guess. At least minorities, at least a select group will have 30 some odd jobs.
I think you got teams like the Buccaneers that already followed that rule before it even happened.
Exactly.
Literally got, what's my man's name? What's the head coach?
Well, I wonder if every team
Bruce
already.
Arians got literally black ethnic. He got black coaches, women on his roster as on his coaching staff, not roster, on his coaching staff. So like that rule for teams like that already been followed.
Yeah,
So like,
what's the?
If it's in your heart, it's in your heart. But it's what these owners really want at the end of the day.
Yep. All right. Well, I don't know. Is what it is. So there's an addition. Anyway, that came through the pipeline. Let's jump over to let's talk about some Ohio State hoops real quick. The Ohio State women, man. Also, shout out to the Ohio State women's hockey team, national champions just a week ago. So the Ohio State ladies have the better athletic program than the boys. Better step it up. So Ohio State women made it to the Sweet 16. They got bounced by Texas. They lost by 10. It was a close game. Ohio State shot poorly, but I've had some excitement. I've enjoyed watching them. At J.C. Sheldon, they got a girl named Braxton Miller, actually, too.
They do. I'm like, why? I was thinking, like, well, who names their daughter Braxton? But
Mike Sell, she can shoot lights out. I think she's the second best three-point shooter in the country, or second most made threes per game in like all D1. Mike Sell for the Buckeyes. Young squad. I know that J.C. Sheldon, their leading point guard, she's a freshman. So they've got some returners. It was exciting to watch them. Women's hoops is still good.
Yeah,
And then the men. Hey, at least they beat Loyola Chicago. A lot of people.
I had them losing. If I would have finished my bracket or made my bracket, I would have.
Update. Willie Ward. Big news update. Will Ward is leading the That's Debatable Tournament Challenge on ESPN.
Big as expected.
Punk.
Man,
Boo this man.
I would have had this as my final four too. But are we so?
Of course you would have.
We still on Ohio State? Are we on the whole March Madness now? Or
yeah, it's all the same.
All right, make the headline March Madness. Because I'm ready to get into this final four.
Boo.
Man, listen.
Right,
Ohio State, neither Ohio State team, they got to a certain point and they didn't perform at that certain point.
Before the final four.
Kick them out the door.
All right, I'll let you run
football,
away with the
so
final
I do not ride for the Buckeyes the way I normally would. I do support my hometown team, but I am a fan of the Blue Bloods. I am a Tar Heel, people. Tar Heels, let's go.
So there's the thing. March Madness was awesome. The opening weekend was great. The
Second weekend was great. All the week,
Sweet
all the
16 was great. Dude,
last couple games was blowouts in the.
They were awful. Like
Elite Eight.
The Elite Eight was seven of the games were unders, no upsets. Blue Bloods win. Villanova kills the good story of Kelvin Sampson in Houston.
Yeah.
North Carolina blows out St. Petersburg. Kind of see that one coming.
Defense. That was
Stupid Kansas. Man, I'm over it.
That was Nova and Houston was definitely all defense, poor shooting on both sides. Villanova ranked in pace, 330th in the country. That's which is like dead last.
That's their game, man. Slow one possession, half court ball.
Most of their shots come in the final 10 seconds of the clock, but they produce. They're efficient. They're one of the most efficient teams in the league. I want in the association. I want to say 7th. If I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but I think it's 7th. Just like I know for a fact, it's 330. But Nova's Nova. St. Peter's was the talk. You know, Coach Shaheen Holloway was I like it. The story, the Cinderella story. You know, Steph Curry and Davidson was ended in the Sweet 16 too. It's all good. They made it that far. Or they're the first 15 to make it to the Elite 8. Mm-hmm. But Cinderella stories, you know, sometimes the clock strikes midnight, and that's what happened against UNC. I feel like Purdue blew it in the first place, and Kentucky is Kentucky. Sometimes Calipari, he's known for an upset every now and then.
Gotta love
now and again.
Love to see Kentucky go down.
Yeah, and I thought they had a decent squad this year too. But you know, Calipari is Calipari. But St. Peter's, it was a great story, great run. I like lead number 15. My man E-Dirt
hooked up.
E-Dirt number 25 with the mustache, aka Jackie Moon. They was out there, nice run, but they ran into a team that's hungrier, and we underdogs too. We blue blood or not, we not supposed to be here either. So we here.
Give you that, man.
Why not?
I can't give you that.
AFC.
I mean, you want to go off of the seeding, but like you say, you blue blood. That ACC.
New coach, new era.
Them boys been playing good. I mean, when
awesome.
we knocked off Duke in the regular season.
Loved it. Spoiler.
So, I mean, to have that type of team, and my man Love is leading that team. I mean, you can read off the names that you know of, but I know Love for sure has been leading that team, and I don't want to, how you say, Paycheck or?
Baycott.
Man, those boys is playing hard right now, so... One thing, and I'm big on conspiracy theory and all that other stuff. Shout out to my man Kyrie, the leader of the conspiracy theory.
Man.
But with Coach K going out and his little speech that he gave at the last game and saying we're not done yet and all that other stuff, I'm pretty sure you recall.
Yeah, they feel like they're not done yet.
Yeah, but
I feel like they're done.
I don't know. College is a little bit different, and it seems a little bit more, you know. It's actual and factual, but the scripts and narratives always remain to me. But I just feel like it may be a little bit of.
I mean, it could be. I mean, in a way, if the basketball gods let it be, in a way, the best story would be that Coach K's final year ends in the championship, right?
Okay. No, not to me.
I'm just saying. I'm hypothetically not to me either. I'm a Tar Heel fan, so I wouldn't.
So that right.
I'm not rooting for that, but I'm just saying. Out of all the stories that's out there. The one thing this season is Coach K's, you know, mama.
Well, right. I mean, for him and all that, yeah, it's a great way to go. It's like Peyton winning the Super Bowl and retiring.
Yeah.
And yada, you know, Brady doing whatever. So,
yeah,
if you're a Duke fan, if, you know, college basketball, I guess it's good for the game.
A lot of Duke fans out there.
But the problem is
Duke.
The four Final Four teams, Duke, North Carolina, and Kansas are 3 of the top 4 all-time winningest programs in college basketball history. So, I mean, I guess that's...
Tar Heels is the team of all my favorite teams. They're the ones that I've seen win the most.
I mean, there's parity. The first few rounds are great, but now here we are. Oh, great. Villanova's been here 2 of the last 4. North Carolina was 1 a couple years ago. Like,
I want to say
whatever.
4 of the last 6, maybe.
I mean, so it's one of those, you know, I don't know. Whamp, whamp. I am so less interested. I really wish we'd get to watch an exciting Houston team. Arkansas would have been good. I wanted to see Texas Tech beat Duke.
Wasn't happening.
You know, but
it's not happening.
It is what it is. That's why you got to win, I guess, right?
Banchero is a problem, and he's definitely going to be a problem for that in that matchup. But he's going to have his handful, whether if he got to guard Baycock or my man Manic. The thing about it, this is like if Ohio State and Michigan faced off in the championship in the playoffs. That it's the Big Ten. It's the game in one of the biggest moments. We've never seen UNC Duke before. Why not now? I mean, I can't speak for the other side, Kansas and Nova. Nova, Coach Jay Wright is one of the best coaches in the league in the country. So that's why they're the most consistent, blue blood or not. And Kansas, I mean, Kansas don't always make it this far, but they got one of the best squads in the game, and they're consistent. They're long, they're physical, and they play defense, and they put it on you if you let them. It's everybody earned it this year. The upsets is nice. Like I said, the Cinderella stories. Michigan had their chance. They hung around, couldn't do it. Ohio State hung around, had their chance. They couldn't do it. Houston, we have a problem. They tried to fight. It got close. They had a little lead, but, they pulled away and it ended up being a blowout. So, I mean, Nova earned it. Kansas, Miami was a great story, especially when you got Miami and Iowa State, a 10-11 facing off in the Elite 8? No, Sweet 16 to make it to the Elite 8. That's dope. But, when they ran into that team, they got smoked. I think they lost by 14, like 74-60, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they ran into a buzzsaw. So it is what it is, man. And the Final Four is the best of the best. The Cinderella stories are over with, and now we here. We got Coach K, end of an era versus the beginning of an era in Hubert Davis, and you got Kansas Nova on the other side. That's why that's the first game. Might be a snooze fest. Long defensive battle again, get it out the way, and Duke, everybody waiting for Duke, Carolina, just like if it was football, Ohio State, Michigan.
Nah, dude, that's the thing. Kansas averages like 72 points a game. That'll
Fast
be
pace. And Nova's gonna try to slow it down.
Yep.
So it's gonna be methodical. Basketball is a game of runs. That's
God, I hope Kansas loses.
Like in the
You would be a Kansas fan, man.
No. See, that's so for one, I went to Kansas State University, so they're rivals 70 miles away.
Right.
But even growing up in Western Nebraska, I hated KU. I just didn't. I don't know. One of the kids I grew up with, he was a big KU fan. I got on the Arizona wagon when they won with Miles Bibby and Mike Simon in '97. It's just one of those, I don't know. As a kid, it's like, oh, they're a good team, so I don't want anything to do with that. Everybody likes them, so I'm going to be different.
All right, so the Final Four.
So
Final Four is here. Who we got? Who you got? Who's going to make it to the championship? I think we have another show before the championship, or the next show might be championship night.
Right.
Oh, it's Monday.
Usually I believe they are. But
live on TBS.
Yep.
Man, I hate to go against your boys, man. I think
it's all good.
NC, they playing real good, but
Underdogs.
I just think that
pull out
Coach
the dog
K,
mask.
They want to see Coach K go out on top, so I got to roll with the Dukies. That's what I had in my second bracket, and I think Kansas, man. Kansas been playing real good, so I think we're gonna see a Kansas Duke in the finals and let Coach K ride off into the sunset for the finals. But we'll see what happens with that one.
Who you got, Ryan? Even though you don't like the Blue Bloods.
You're right. Yeah, I don't want anybody to win. My prediction, right, can they all lose?
COVID come back.
Yeah. Game's canceled.
COVID's over, man.
Who do I think will win? I think Nova beats KU. And Duke beats Carolina. Duke Villanova in the final. Duke probably wins.
All right. That's y'all story, and y'all sticking to it.
Yeah. Book it.
No alibis. You don't want an alibi? No cop out? All right, man. Of course, I got Kansas over Nova. I do dislike Nova because of what they did to us in the 2016 championship. Heartbreaker. It was just like when I seen Brett Favre throw that interception against the Saints. That shot that boy hit from basically half court was crazy. But we won it the next year. No, Blue Bloods. But I definitely got Kansas over UConn over Nova. Think about the women, that's why. Kansas over Nova, long, physical. Remy Martin came back, and ever since Remy Martin came back, I like that name anyway. If you got the name Remy Martin, you're strong.
That
you're
kid bothers me.
Man, he's a killer, though.
Let me rephrase that. Anybody in a KU b-ball jersey bothers me.
Yeah, but since he came back on that offense, let's see who's calling.
Am I just... What up, bro? Let me figure out how to do this real quick. Just a sec.
Yeah, so while he figuring that out, Kansas over Nova, and I do like Mark Williams, but he's gonna have his hands full, and I do definitely like Banchero for Duke. Moore, their star Moore got hurt. You there? All right, we talking Final Four. I'm making my picks We want to hear what you got. Ahmad, give me 1 second. So I do like Banchero for Duke, but he ain't gonna be able to. He gonna have his hands full, so I don't believe he's gonna be able to get it done. Just like in that last moment in Coach K's final home game. I just think my man Said Love will be a problem. Averaging 15 points, he put up 30 in the Sweet 16. He closed them out in the of course in the Elite 8 to get here. I like R.J. Davis as another ball handler, and of course we got the bigs. You never know what Manic is gonna do. He could go for 15 and 15. He's stretching the floor and he's dunking on stuff now. And Baycott is just controlling the paint. He's just controlling the paint. Short, hybrid center for the college game, and he's a problem. Double-double. We got 2 double-doubles at the big. Yeah, they're going to have their hands full. So if it is meant for Duke to win, they're going to have to be locked in all 4 quarters or both halves. Both 20 minutes.
Taylor, what up, man?
Man, guys, good to see you. I appreciate you having me on That's Debatable.
No problem,
Sure,
buddy.
man. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my bracket for you guys has been busted since the first round.
Yeah, I see you took Ohio State, man.
Yeah, I had to, especially for the show. I'm a Buckeye guy. I was born and raised here, so I had to pick my team. But I ended up, I'm a big athlete, so one bracket's not good enough for me. I ended up making 5 total brackets.
Nice.
I do have Villanova winning the championship against, I think it was Baylor or somebody I had them beating Baylor.
UNC did that too.
So I got one team still in it in one bracket, but on That's Debatable, man, I got my bracket and it's busted. But I mean, I would still pick Villanova, over Kansas, and I would honestly, man, I'm going with UNC Tar Heels. I'm going to go with the Tar Heels.
Great pick, my man. Great pick.
It's pretty much a Cinderella story. That's how March Madness is. Coach's first year, taking over for Roy.
Yep.
Coach Roy, right?
Roy,
man. So yeah, that's what I got, man. North Carolina is going to win this one over. I got North Carolina now beating Villanova in the national championship.
In a rematch of 2016. I love it. But I got Kansas making it. I would like the rematch, though. I would like that rematch so we could smoke them again.
It's been a long time, man. I mean, it's good to see Kansas in there because I was born in '93.
Me too.
Watching basketball, Kansas, they were always there, but it was always a hit and miss with them. Duke, it was always Duke in North Carolina. Always.
Yep, I've seen Carolina win 3 championships on my watch. In 2017, feel like a long time ago. I need a new one. I need something to brag about. My Vikings, my Bulls. I can't talk championships. I need my Tar Heels to get this done.
Yeah. Did you guys watch the Ohio State and Texas women's March Madness thing?
Actually, I missed that one.
Oh my God, bro. Oh man. I'm telling you, I don't like to put the officiating out there, but I'm telling you, man, I couldn't almost even rewatch. I can't even watch the game. I mean, Texas fouled out in the first half, and they still were able, because of the refs, how they called the game. When the second half came, it was all Texas ball from there. And Ohio State the women were playing great. They were shaking their head, like, what's going on? Like, we can't move around. They're flopping. Texas was flopping all over the place and calling us all kinds of.
To them too.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. My grandmother loves the state of Texas. So when I was growing up, I've always had that pride of, everything's bigger in Texas. I love sports, so I never want to bash a team or anything like that, for beating my Buckeyes because I'm an Ohio State fan. I'm not that kind of guy. But, give credit to where credit's due. Texas did win the game, but I just how the game was played out. I want to rematch between them two teams, and we'll never have that because the seniors are gone.
Right.
Yeah, those girls have
it's
definitely
a
been
heck of a
balling this
game.
year, man, on all facets. Each team, when you watch the NCAA right now, you definitely getting to show more than usual
Skills.
from the girls.
The
this year.
women is putting on a show and they're lighting it up. They're shooting from all over.
Hey, real quick, Ahmad, I see you've been doing real big things, man. See you. Congratulations if you got a new job promotion coming up pretty soon, or got a job coming up.
Yeah, man. God just keeps blessing me, man. So, after being with you guys here on Score on Air, shout out
go
to
ahead. Shout out to
OMS,
Score, man. Plug the Score on Air real quick.
Yeah, Score on Air, man. It's a great thing, man. It changed my whole life. Just getting involved in the sports, and they call it network. I call it relationships. Because it's just absolutely amazing to get to be, with the youth programs, and even I got to meet some semi-pro guys, throughout the course of the time, and I ended up already getting a motel and everything paid for to go to Indianapolis to do an event in Dayton. But I recently just got hired with a handful of companies, Baller TV. TKDS, man, it's just a huge blessing. I got the Scioto Downs racetrack position. I'm excited about that one. The big one that I just got, man, today that I haven't even broke over Facebook yet to even tell you guys.
Breaking news right here on That's
Yeah,
Debayte.
right here. Yeah, I got a position that I they just texted me saying they're writing up my contract now. Encore Global. It's a company that does digital marketing and design, and they host events through the Marriott and the Hilton downtown. They do it all over the country, 20 plus different countries. Encore, man, it's great. They as a broadcaster and somebody that loves digital marketing and design, I get to go live my dream. And I mean, when you're thinking about it, you're like, what about the benefits? Like, I mean, you got to think about that. I got a family, I got, 2 boys I got to take care of, and they offer health benefits and everything like that, so it's great. They even said they just got a new thing going to where, any event that I'm working that lasts longer than 8 hours, I'll be paid overtime for that. So I'm like, oh man, God is working. God is really working. So, I appreciate you guys, for letting me call in, and helping me through my journey for sure. Hey, and then when I travel, hey, I'm taking you guys with me too. So get ready to travel. We all going.
Hey, congratulations on that, man. It's good to see you prospering, and like I always say, we chopped it up a little bit back in August, and you know how that conversation went. But hey, to see the dreams continue to manifest, man, just continue to stay motivated and continue to do what you're doing. And hey, shout out to the Squirrel on Air and Ohio Media School, where you can learn from a pro to be a pro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys, man. Hey, and I guess, hey, go Tar Heel.
yeah, for sure. Hills Nation, we live. Thanks, bro.
Yes, sir.
Man, Ahmad Taylor.
Yeah, them Tar Heels gonna go crazy. When them games this weekend?
Coming up this weekend, April 2nd.
Yo.
Day after April Fools. Who's gonna be the fool? Is it gonna be Coach K? Is it gonna be your guy? I don't know, man. We just know it's gonna be one heck of a game. So March Madness has already came in, and you've seen a lot of upsets. I mean, how you guys feel about all the upsets that was seen?
Oh, dude, love it, man.
This wasn't your average, 2 against 15 prevailed. So
no, and there was, there's a little bit of chalk. Michigan came in rolling hard as a playing team.
Yep.
They advanced to the Sweet 16. It's cool for them, I guess, if you're Michigan. But they took care of Tennessee. I was very surprised to see Michigan take out Tennessee. Richmond, 12 seed over Iowa was a big one. I had Iowa in most of my Final Fours, so Iowa going down. That's always good for me. I liked Wisconsin as well. So speaking of the Big Ten, we was talking about laying eggs, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd said it on this show a few times when we talk about the Big Ten. Big Ten's best team, best conference in the country, deep, blah, blah, blah. I was not right about that.
Man,
Oh,
the
yeah,
guy,
'cause
what's
of-
the big homie from Illinois? The real big guy.
Coburn.
Yeah, Coburn. And I don't know why I rely on him and think that just because he's in the game that they're going to have a far run, but I had them going pretty far. I think to at least the Elite Eight.
I believed in Purdue too. They didn't play their.
knocked out.
They didn't play. St. Peter's was one of the biggest the story of the tournament as far as Cinderella and the upsets. So a lot of people's rooting for the Jersey City team, and I also like the arena name Run Baby Run Arena. That's hard,
Dude, and so I looked into excuse me. For those of you out there that don't know why it's called Run Baby Run Arena, I was wondering what that is. They don't have a corporate sponsorship. One of their old alumni from like 1968, Ted TK Williams or something, big business guy now, donated like $5 million towards the athletic fund. So they built this new basketball court, volleyball. And he was an alumni for one of like their best basketball programs in 1968. And they made a run deep in the tourney. And they had kind of the Phi Slamma Jamma run and gun, full speed offense. And so their team was nicknamed Run Baby Run. And so when they brought in this new stadium, they kind of did a fan poll. What should we call it? What should we name it? So they kind of tied it back to one of their best basketball teams ever in Run Baby Run. So I thought that was kind of a neat little, I liked it. It's not Little Caesars Palace or some BS corporate yada yada. Run Baby Run Arena. Yeah, right. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Everything.
And I mean, it's a gym of like, they got an enrollment of 3,000.
If that, I think
that
it was
gym,
23.
that gym looked like, you know,
was
Pickerington
packed
or
after-
Centerville. Like,
Yeah, and it was packed going crazy
Yeah.
after they beat
so that's cool.
Kentucky and definitely when they beat Purdue. But I mean, that's their story. I think to speak on the Big Ten, yeah, Purdue didn't play like themselves. I felt like if they would have played through their guards and my guy, who I've been talking about all season,
Dude,
Jaden
right.
Ivey. Well, when it's been brought up, I've been talking about Jaden Ivey.
You have.
That's why I was kind of endorsing Purdue until I thought they was going to lose to my Tar Heels, but they didn't even get to make it there. I thought that would have been a better matchup than the Run Baby Run people because they ran out that arena. Sorry,
Dude, National Peacock Day, though.
Yeah, that pumpkin turned back into that chariot turned back into a pumpkin, and that horse turned back into a mouse that night.
First 15 ever, and then
But talking about
Elite
the
Eight.
upsets, my upset of a lot of people had Gonzaga winning this whole thing, and Arkansas beating them. No, they didn't do that. Now Duke came out, put it on them. That's what it is. What it is. But as far as Gonzaga, Arkansas came out strong, finished strong.
Dude, yeah.
And Gonzaga choked as usual.
Yeah, that's one right there. I liked Iowa State. Yeah, I mean, not a big Iowa State
Over
fan.
Wisconsin?
But they made a couple teams. I liked Wisconsin. Big 12 turned around, and Big 12 proved that they
On
are.
that same side because they ended up losing to Miami and Auburn. That Miami Auburn game I like that game too.
That
I
was
did
a
get to
good
see
game.
That was a good game, and Miami had a nice little run. They didn't have enough for Kansas. not even close.
Dude, man.
Yeah,
That was
not even
gross.
close. Yeah, not
And
even
that's
close.
that's where you start to see.
You start to see why
Yeah,
who's who.
Yep.
Yeah, all the fairy tales.
exactly.
All the fairy tales ended, man.
Exactly. But yeah,
Like everybody turned back. into
I mean
over.
UCLA, North Carolina was. I was hoping for a little bit better game out of that one. Tar Heels kind of turned it on late and just stretched away,
My
but
boy Love went for 30.
dude.
Most of that came in the second half. I want to say 23 in the
Right.
second half.
Here's what else I pulled up for your matchup predictor. The ESPN matchup predictor. Tar Heels, Blue Devils. Blue Devils are a 68% chance to win, according to the ESPN's Basketball Power Index, whatever that means, blah, blah, blah. Baycott is averaging 16 and 13, and Boncaro is averaging 17 and 8. Both
He's gonna have his
teams.
hands full.
North Carolina, 78 points a game. Duke, 80 points a game.
We got three players that can
and they're
explode.
both their last loss was to Virginia Tech, both teams. So
Yep. The thing about it is
80 to 80. Hopeful. That's what I want to
Carolina
see. I
got
want
a
to
lot
see a
of players that can
160 point
explode
game.
in these tournaments. Now Bankero, like I said, Bankero's he gonna have his hands full with Manic and Baycott. Is what can they guards do?
Well, that's Duke's
and
got five
Moore
guys
got-
that average double
But
digits.
Moore one is their best guard, I believe, and he got hurt at the end of the game. And his X-rays is negative, but he
Dude,
might
that-
not be able to play.
That is right.
So
I wasn't
with RJ
watching that, but
Davis
I heard
and Love controlling that backcourt.
Was it Cameron Love? Caleb
Love, yeah.
it is.
I said Love earlier. I mean, that's my big homie.
That's right. I forgot about Moore getting hurt. I was listening. I think I was coming back from the gym, and I heard him talking about maybe a busted Achilles. But there's just a couple
X-rays did
stats
come back
for you.
negative, though.
70, North Carolina, 70 points a game. Duke, 80 points a game. They both allow 65 and 69.
I think we
Both shoot at a pretty good clip, 45 and 49
what's the offensive
respectively.
rebounds. We're one of the. We've been often. We had over 20 offensive.
I don't see a breakdown, but North Carolina,
That's really how we've been. That's how we came back and just demolished.
They've been
Baylor,
dominating.
and then we dominated the boards against.
Baycock was like number 3
St.
all
Peter's.
times.
Yeah, in UNC
UNC
history for what he averaged. So yeah, like I said,
I mean, he's
Chiro's
averaging 13 boards a game.
I said Chiro. Bankero's gonna have his hands full, and that's their best player. And with Moore hurt, RJ Davis and my man Love is gonna eat. And then, like I said, we got Baycock and Manic going crazy, and can't sleep on Manic because he's stretching the floor out there looking like dirt.
All right, Nova, Villanova Wildcats, Kansas Jayhawks, a little bit closer matchup. 51%, ESPN's matchup predictor. Definitely going to be a little bit tighter game.
Defensive game.
Jayhawks athletes outrun the ball, run and go. Villanova, man, they will just dissect you. The
Like I said,
best shooting
330th pace in the country.
best shooting free throw team in D1 history if they can finish at 82 and whatever. And that's what it comes down to, man. All of these games get decided by free throws. A lot of them do.
Free throws, second chance points.
That's it, man.
A lot of the teams who have been losing have been turning the ball over a lot. That's how Purdue lost. They actually turned the ball over a lot. First half and second half.
And that's how the Ohio State women lost at, I think, 18, 20 turnovers, something like that.
Notre Dame lost the game on a turnover. Big steal.
Dude, yep. Oh, I should have pulled that clip, too.
Women, that was the cleanest steal in history.
All right. 8 o'clock, top of the hour.
All right.
We'll send you to a quick commercial break.
Then we can get in the quick NFL.
And we'll be right back. NFL, NBA, bada bing.
Should not be stretching live on air. My bad, guys.
Stretch it out. Like Tony Soprano, bada bing. We'll be right back.
Bing bong.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player. That is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater people.
All right. Now, we back.
We bake.
What's up, fam? What up, Julian? We saw you jump in here. What's happening?
Call in, Jackson.
Phone's open.
How you been, man?
Phone's open. Numbers in there. Yeah.
Check the chat. Go back
He
through.
been doing a
find the
lot,
number,
man. Shout out him. Appreciate you
Hear
watching,
from
bro.
you, Jackson.
Most importantly, I want somebody to call in and tell me why the Oakland Raiders are going to win the NFC West. Or the AFC West, excuse me.
Well, Oakland can't win, but Vegas might.
Ah, there you go. Thank
Got
you.
him once again.
I'm still doing that. It's been,
Yeah, man,
what?
I do it
That's
too.
exactly why they won't win.
7 months?
San Diego, who's in Los Angeles.
And it's also the same division. And if
Whatever,
they coast,
dude.
And if they coast don't take the points, they're gonna miss out on a division title.
Last time Derek Carr was like MVP frontrunner, he had
hurt.
Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree. Now he's got Devontae, Darren Waller, and Hunter Renfrow.
Yep.
Look out, kids.
And
a
man,
defense.
I like Josh Jacobs.
And he's got a defense.
So they gonna take over for the Kansas City Chiefs?
I'm definitely not for that. I'm not for that move at all, though. I mean, not the move. I'm definitely for the Devontae Adams moves. Get him up out my NFC North.
I'm sure you are.
But I'm not talking about the North right now until we get to the Zadarius Smith. But the Raiders are still competing for third place in the division. Their moves is nice.
I mean, it's Denver's. For me, it feels like a Denver.
It feels like Denver,
like
LA.
that.
Denver, LA will be leading.
Bing
the
bong, something from Miami. Spam caller.
Oh man, let him in.
All right, what's up,
Hello?
caller? Hello.
Yo, this is Jamar Maxey.
Chef, what up?
What's up?
Yo.
Hey, you called in right on time. We talking about the AFC West, man.
Oh, ain't this the Chiefs fan you always be throwing shots at?
Yeah, I know.
The Chiefs.
All right. So yeah, I think the in the AFC West, no, the Raiders aren't going to win it. It's going to be between the Chargers and the Broncos, and if Staley could take the points or not, that's what's going to come down to it.
Hello?
Yo,
You win, man.
Got us?
You hear us?
Yo, I think there's more than one person on the line.
Yeah, you live on air. There's 3 people in here.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to live TV.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. I was like, yo.
So what you think, man? We talking about the AFC West, talking about your boys, talking about the Raiders, the new
First of all-
Denver Broncos with Russell Wilson. What you think, man?
The Chargers with the defense.
Yeah. Raiders, garbage.
Trash.
Raiders, garbage. Broncos, garbage. All about the Chiefs. All about the Chiefs. All about the Chiefs.
Well, since it's all about the Chiefs, what you really think about this Tyreek Hill trade, and how will it help your team? Would you?
Look, let's talk about my team first. All right.
Yeah, I need a Chiefs fan.
So, yeah. Chiefs, I'm mad. Look, I talked to Will that I don't care that Tyreek. So I'm glad that Tyreek is kind of gone because we can open up the field more. Because believe it or not, Kansas City was a one-trick pony. So it was either Travis Kelce or it was either Tyreek Hill. But now that he's gone, we can spread the field.
That sounds like a lot of optimism.
It's the truth.
To who, man? Who you going to?
Are you selling this stock to me right now? Because if it is, I'm not buying it.
It's the truth. Like, okay, look, we picked up Juju.
Trash.
We picked up
TikTok.
We picked up Stanley.
Corvette. That's what you're talking about?
No, I know my team.
Hey, as a Minnesota Vikings fan, picking up Valdez-Scantling, it was not a come up.
Look, when you got Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback, it don't matter what receiver it is, it's a come up.
I mean, but he's left Aaron Rodgers.
And look, as long as you got Patrick Mahomes, everything is good. Everything is good.
Hey, he's speaking like a real Chiefs fan.
Man, hey, we gonna call the Chiefs. They need to change it. We need to change the Chiefs Stadium from Arrowhead to AT&T because we all got your number, man. That's all we know. AT&T right now, the Chiefs, we ain't nothing worried about in KC, man.
Well, you already know, man. Cincinnati don't want no more smoke from KC, bro.
Did it 2 times in a row.
I mean, I don't think that Cincinnati's afraid of Kansas City. But why do you think? Don't make it about Chiefs Cincinnati right now. Cincinnati is not the topic. Why do you think that the moves that the Broncos and Chargers made aren't enough for them to take over the West?
You still need Russell
quarterback.
Russell is done. Russell is done. Russell's done.
Wow.
Ooh, no way.
Hey, radio listeners can't see my face right now, but wow.
Yeah.
Okay, come on. All right. I'll give you that. Come on. What else you got? Well,
So, all right, Russell. Okay, look, Russell is done. The Broncos don't have no weapons for him. What kind of weapons does the Broncos have for Russell?
Jared Judy.
We ain't gonna talk about Judy.
Jared Judy.
You can talk about Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler, and then 2 running backs, Williams and
Garbage. If they was that good, garbage.
2,000
If it was
yards.
that good, they would have went to the playoffs. If it was
They
that
haven't had a
good,
quarterback to be able to make it to the playoffs.
They were one loss away from the playoffs with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock, my man, in one of the toughest divisions in football.
there is no way. There is no way that the Broncos or the Raiders are going to be able to compete with Kansas City at all.
What about the Chargers? They were able to compete. If the coach would have took the points, they would have smoked y'all both times, and they could have possibly won the West. The Chargers got Khalil Mack. You got Khalil Mack coming off the edge,
Absolutely.
and Nick Bosa
Yep.
And J.C. Jackson.
locking up.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't even got to lock up Tyreek Hill, so I'm pretty sure he gonna have Corvette and a boot that day.
Look, this is.
Like, come on, man. Juju ain't caught a pass. He ain't had over 1,000 yards since AB last played in Pittsburgh. Valdez
I'ma tell
Scantling is
you-
a third option. It's going to be a lot of Travis Kelce. Y'all don't have
I'ma
a run
tell you-
game. You a Clyde Edward-Helaire?
I'm you guys, like I told Rails, everybody is forgetting about Josh Gordon. I know you guys are going to start laughing, but listen, you guys are forgetting
Bro.
about Josh Gordon.
He's
telling you.
grabbing
Oh my
for
God,
straws
bro.
right now. It ain't enough straw. Bro, ain't enough weed in the planet to get me to believe that.
Yo,
I can't get high enough to agree to that take. Bro, like no matter how many drug tests you gonna give me, I won't pass it, fam. Like this, do you get these analogies? Like, do you understand what I'm saying here? Like, how many? I love Josh Gordon, but this is not 2013. The Flash ain't been the Flash since we called him Dwayne Wade.
Man.
look,
Oh, that's
all
a
of you
bar.
guys, look, when the season starts, all of you guys are going to be eating your words. Guaranteed.
Child, please.
The Patrick Mahomes, Mr. September, he blipped it up in September. Y'all got it was slow. Like, and if it wasn't for like Brandon Staley, like this, I want you to take your mind off of the fact that you love your Chiefs and understand that y'all got some competition in y'all division.
No, we don't.
Like, you gotta tip your hat to the moves that these teams made in that division, bro. And they made these moves to defeat your team. I will give you that. But the Broncos, Russell Wilson, he didn't waive that no trade clause for no reason. The Broncos we always thought it was gonna be Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't Rodgers. It was Wilson. Rodgers was scared. He just took the money. He didn't want to make that leap. But we ain't gonna get into Rodgers. The Chargers literally bulked up the defense, and they said we got 2 more years before we got to pay Herbert, and Herbert gonna want that bag, and he's gonna get that bag because it's well deserved. But the Chargers and the Broncos made moves to not only win that division, but to compete in that conference. And then in that conference, you got all the young guns. I think you got the AFC West, you got the AFC North. Burrow and them is coming back. Lamar Jackson is still hungry, and don't forget Deshaun Watson will be available. Now, what Pittsburgh do, we ain't worried about that. But their defense is still their defense, and I know they signed Mitch Trubisky, but I'm still rooting for my man Haskins. I feel like once he get a chance, he gonna pop. I'm just waiting on it.
Hey, you hear it right here on
And of course the Bills, and you
Baker
got
Mayfield going over to the Steelers.
that's not happening at all.
Nah,
Mark it
Baker's
down right
done.
here, right now.
Baker's done. Don't
He's
even
not
mention
done,
his
but he's just not going to end the division. No way.
Watch it, man.
Unless they release him, but they don't. If they release him, they got to pay that $18 million to him still, versus they trading him. Or if
These teams
Deshaun
gotta
Watson suspended, will they play? Like will Baker try to just audition for a trade? If Deshaun,
Broncos, Raiders,
hey man,
Broncos,
he ain't
Raiders,
got many
all
options.
these people. Yeah, Broncos, Raiders, all these people got to prove that they can be able to beat us. Right now, these fools is on paper, but the Kansas City Chiefs prove that they can whoop anybody.
Were y'all in the Super? Did y'all watch the Super Bowl?
No, but
that was the Rams versus who?
The Chiefs have won the AFC West 6 years in a row, is what he's talking about. And you're right. The Chiefs have got the proof. Chiefs have won their division 6 times in a row. They've gone. The AFC Championship game has been in Arrowhead for the last 4 years. So yes, the Broncos and Russ Wilson have got a lot to prove, as do the Chargers, as do especially the Raiders coming off their season. But the Broncos almost making the playoffs and getting Russ Wilson, book it. Denver Broncos will win the AFC West. That's what we're talking about, the AFC West.
I think if Staley get his head together, it might be the Chargers. But I do like the Broncos as well. When my brother hear that, he gonna be like, whatever. Because my brother's a Broncos. My big brother's a Broncos fan. My oldest brother and my goddad are Raiders fans. So it's just, yeah, that division's gonna be wild.
And for the record, I'm not a Broncos fan, even remotely.
Even though he has ties to that area, but that's just the West, man. The Bengals aren't afraid of the Chiefs. Lamar Jackson got over that before the Ravens officially got hurt. Lamar Jackson got over that hump, and before the coach and them blew that 13 seconds, Josh Allen's not afraid. So even if you could make it back through the West, it's other teams that still out for blood, and Josh Allen and them, who I feel like is going to be AFC favorites, no matter what the Browns, anybody else did or done. I think that the Bills are still going to be that team to beat coming out the AFC next year, as far as betting favorites starting the season.
Yeah, the Bills is good, but the Bills to me still haven't proved themselves because they always make it to the playoffs or whatever. But they they're like choke artists. They like back in the Bills '94. You know, they make it to the playoffs, they make it to the big game and stuff, but they can't get past that whatsoever.
They're on that.
But my man Josh Allen did everything he was supposed to do to get that dub. The defense,
but did not. It doesn't matter. Did he get that? Did he get that W? That is like
the team.
What did my man?
But is it? What did my man? He gets zero blame.
A win's a win. Like you got to get that dub. You got to get that.
You got to make better plays in the last 13 seconds. A squib kick and play man and cover the deep ball. That's what you do.
It's a coach.
The coaching's, I'll give you that. The coaches choke. I think the Bills' offense, Josh Allen did what they thought they had that game won after you watched that touchdown.
For sure.
After that 2-point conversion, they thought they had that game won.
Yeah.
They wasn't supposed to blow that game. So I'm just saying that they're not afraid of the Chiefs is my point. And we already know the Bengals eat the Chiefs up. The Bengals is hungry.
The Bengals got lucky. The Bengals ain't making it.
They did not get luck. No, ain't no luck. Ain't no. I'm not even the Bengals. I'm not pro Bengals. I'm not a Bengals fan.
Come on, Chef.
I got you. But the Bengals didn't get lucky. They showed up on that field twice and beat y'all.
Yeah,
they showed up on that field twice and beat y'all at their crib and in y'all's crib. So you gotta tip your hat. You gotta tip your hat. You don't want to do that because that's your man's team. So it's a budding rivalry. But you got to tip your hat to that, bro. They did what they had to do, and they got it done. Y'all, speaking of choking, y'all choked. Patrick Mahomes choked. Andy Reid choked. The defense choked.
Our defense, I'll be the first person to ask Will. I'll call him Slick.
Y'all the only team that not sacked Burrow.
I'm the first one to say our defense is garbage. And I was talking to Will today about this. I said, we need to do something with this defense. We are losing players, like crazy, left or right, with free agency and people signing them. I said we need to get a defense. Ain't even no question about it. I'm not worried about the offense. It's the defense. I'm not worried about the
still a free agent.
Yeah, but I think they're
still out there, man.
Nah, I think they'll resign him though. I think they'll resign him.
I think it's been so long. If I was them, I wouldn't go back. Y'all was supposed to take care of me at the gate.
See, now that you said that, this is where a conversation came up with me and Will had earlier to where it was like, do you chase the ring or do you chase that money? Because in my eyes, that if you have a team that is doing good and you want to see like a legacy, why would you do that? I would want to chase the ring. I want to chase the legacy. I said the money's going to come. The money's going to come through anything, endorsements, all kind of stuff.
If you're Tyrann Mathieu, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, if I'm Tyrann
Or
Mathieu,
any
I would
player.
chase the legacy because he has a potential to make it to the Hall of Fame. He has a Hall of Fame case, but another ring will really help that. Yeah, if I'm chasing the ring, I'm not re-signing with the Chiefs anyway. I'm going to the Broncos, or I'm going to the Rams, or I'm going to the Buccaneers. You said Seattle.
Not chasing rings, but at that, like,
I wouldn't re-sign with the Chiefs.
If I've
I'll sign
never-
with the Bills if I'm really him.
if I've never, it's hard to guess. It's hard to speak on what's somebody signing a $10 million contract. You know.
Yeah.
Right. I think nah. I would tell them that if it was me, I would stick with my. If it was me personally, I would just stick with my team, and I would chase to be, pretty much the man, the legend, in KC. You know what I'm saying? Because I told Will it was just like Tom Brady was with the Patriots for all them years, but he didn't really get paid like he was supposed to because he, in his mind, he wanted to chase the ring and he wanted that legacy. He wasn't thinking about no money or anything like that because he knew money is going to come. You got endorsements, you have all of these things.
Right.
So, like, why would you do that? Why would you break up a team? Like I told Will, I said Cincinnati, they got a squad over there right now. And I said for any of them to leave right now would be stupid because they are building something that could be great. And for people just to go and chase a fucking, excuse my language, to like chase a dollar, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like chasing to be the baddest team in the NFL.
Mark that down. Sign.
Come on, man.
Hey, you chasing a bag, man. You got 9 times out of 10 the player. He's not going to sit there and wait for a team to build around him. He's going to chase that bag more than likely. You see how Von Miller, he's moving around.
Yeah.
But he went to a championship scenario. Like the Bills is a real contender, and he also chased the bag. They gave him the bag.
Another thing that goes into this,
$120 million.
a guy doesn't know where he's going to get money from, so you're chasing a bag, but you can't go like make an offer from a certain team that doesn't have salary cap, yada, yada, yada. So when you do make that decision to leave your organization, like you're leaving the Chiefs, you would like to go to the Bills, to the Rams, to the Bucks.
The Bills,
but you don't have any say over who's going to try and make a trade for you, who's going to try and sign you out of free agency. So when you're chasing that money, you have no clue where you're ending up because you have no say in it. You don't have a lot of say in it, kind of essentially. So that's that gamble if you're a player leaving a quality franchise chasing rings to chase the bag.
Like for somebody
you
like
don't know where you're
Bobby
gonna go.
Wagner. He's trying to ask for $11 million, and the Rams really want him, but they're not willing to pay him 1 year $11 million. They want him to try to take less to have that chance. He's trying to get the bag, but he's also trying to. That's a championship situation. Do you take less to go there because he could be a huge piece for a team that's trying to repeat, or do you go chase the bag and go sign somewhere like Miami who could give you some money and they made some moves? But come on, man, Miami is only trying to see what Tua could do. That's what all of those moves was for. That was just an example.
You moved to Miami with a sorry quarterback, and whatever his dang name is.
I can't say sorry. He's not the worst of the worst. But
nah, he's not. Baker Mayfield is the worst of the worst.
No, he's not. He's not the worst of the worst either, man. That's
he's off.
You got
Baker
plenty of quarterbacks out there. That's like dog. As my son would say, dog water.
But if you're going from Patrick Mahomes to Tua, we all know the kind of dropout in talent
now
there
that's
is
a drop
there.
Off. Sure.
And Tua, he's got a lot of question marks. There is more to be revealed, as it were. He's going to get a lot of help. Mike McDaniel's be out. I mean,
speed,
Tua is getting a nice situation set up for him.
He the one who really got Brian Flores up out of there.
God, look how much speed is on that field between.
And they're trying to recreate the Alabama team that he had. He had all that speed, just like Mac Jones did.
Yeah, but if you don't got a quarterback,
so they're really competing for second, like with New England to win to be in the AFC East to possibly get a 7th spot. But I feel like the AFC West and the AFC North is going to have a lot of playoff spots on lock. So that 7th spot ain't up for grabs, but that's what a lot of teams are really fighting for because that West and North is really just like that.
Your answer, Chef.
Yeah, okay, the two teams, Cincinnati and the Bills, those are the only teams I see giving Chiefs a problem. Well, Baltimore, if what's named healthy. But other than that,
I don't know if you're being 100% honest, Chef.
No, I am. Will, he know me.
cooking a bad
I am
meal.
being 100%. Nah, I'm being 100%.
I'm returning my meal, man. I need you to put some more seasoning in it and really let it sit and marinate.
More of that splat on it.
I need you to again, to my radio listeners, you can't see what I'm doing, but you put a little bit of man. It's just like because of what the Chargers and Chiefs. What the Chargers and what the Broncos did, man. You should be worried. You should be worried. You can't. If you sleep on them, you're gonna wake up dead.
The only thing I say that we just gotta wait and see. We just gotta wait and see. You know what I'm saying, for the season to come, and then that's where everything can come out like.
All right, but appreciate you, Chef, man.
Well, look, I appreciate all you guys. Slick, my brother, been friends with you since middle school, high school. You know what I'm saying? So you guys keep doing your thing, man. Will, I'm proud of you, bro.
Make sure you like and subscribe to the That's Debatable YouTube page, though. You can see Will Ward on there a lot too.
Absolutely.
On all platforms. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, brothers. Y'all
What's up, man?
Yep. Now that was a lot of the AFC talk. We now AFC North, buddy. How you feeling about your North?
Hey, man, we didn't.
Y'all went all in on the line.
AFC's gonna be tough. All right, real quick. AFC North. What do you think about Deshaun?
I like D. Watt and Cleveland, man, but at the same time, it's who we gonna throw it to. And Njoku, he got him. They let
stay healthy.
Amari Cooper.
They got Amari, but they still got Njoku, the tight end.
They're trying to bring Jarvis back.
He got to stay healthy. That's always the name of the game. And Jarvis, they just released him. And I've been hearing through the grapevine, market down here, Odell may be swinging back around that way.
Yep.
Yeah, but
that's what I've heard.
He's not going to be he needed to get healed up, and when his time after that, that midway point through the season when he might be healthy again, depending on how fast his ACL recovery is, because ain't nobody about to sign him right now. Like, I'm not about to sign you just to be on IR. You're not. This ain't you coming off that catch in Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys, which they lost that game. But it's not that. It's just him coming off his third, fourth injury in the last
4 years. So 3 and 4, whatever it is.
Because he was even injured his last year a little bit in New York. So,
but we'll wait to see. I guess I don't know.
The Browns made the moves. I think a healthy Ravens team still look out because I feel like they're gonna have a lot to say because Lamar. It's not a lot of people built like Lamar. And will Lamar get paid? All these people you got this Kyler mess going on. You got this Baker mess going on. Lamar is the MVP. You ain't hear a peep out of him. And he still ain't get paid yet. I'm pretty sure that they got something in the works. And they're just trying to figure out what it's going to be.
They like to Ravens fly under the radar.
Yeah.
Ravens.
That's how they do.
Back full strength. With J.K. Dobbins
Let's hope not.
Have a better running back in the backfield.
I think they made some moves.
You still got Hollywood Brown over there.
Every year for the last 10 years, they're relevant.
Yeah.
But when it counts,
last 20, since they've been back, since they've been there for real, since Ray Lewis,
you kind of spy Lamar a little bit. I think people are starting to finally catch on to this game. And the same way with Kansas City, you starting to catch on to their game.
They need to add more to their. I feel like when that is just they need to add more to their offense because Lamar's still an unstoppable player.
That's what I was gonna say.
He needs more weapons to help diversify his game. So if you got more weapons to be concerned about on the deep end, you can't have more people just to try to spy on him or try to contain him because you're going to have to do more if you got more people to throw it to.
And they haven't made any – you haven't seen the Ravens in free agency at all.
They re-signed Michael Pierce from my Vikings.
That's how you do it. They build the core, though. Linemen.
They're trying to get healthy. They're just trying to get healthy. They made a couple defensive moves. They're probably going to try to build through the draft. They're a smart team over there, so they're going to do all the right moves. But I was just using Lamar as an example. Like, it's time for him to get paid, too, and you don't hear nothing about him. Like, everybody else is making all these waves, crying. You got Kyler unfollowing this team. You got Baker pouting, about to be traded. Of course, respectively so, because, they just made the move for Deshaun, and they just paid him $238 million, guaranteed.
Baker was crying before they actually made that move.
He should have just sat out last year instead of played through it. That's his problem.
Yep. Should have listened to this show. Stupid Haslam. The other thing I thought was Cleveland, they did Deshaun's presser on Friday.
Yep.
Haslam's we had a prior commitment. We're out of the country. So the Browns GM, Andrew Berry, he's only 34 years old.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Right.
How'd you feel to be up there handling those kinds of questions? Well, you're in a multi-billion-dollar industry with lots of women as fans. What are you doing bringing this dude in? Like, he got a lot.
Those questions that they were throwing, I haven't heard a lot of media actually throwing the darts and the daggers. The actual questions that, you're kind of scared to say.
There's Me Too movement going on. These type of allegations in this cancel world. Yeah, you gonna get that. But his allegations of what is there, like, I feel like they're overkilling my man. And he did some type disgusting type things allegedly, but it's not the worst of the worst. It's not. He wasn't. He didn't really assault anyone. It was just sexual. Not trying to demean it, but like I said, he did some disgusting things that most men shouldn't be proud of. But it ain't. He ain't beat nobody. He ain't kill nobody.
Well, he vehemently and adamantly denies any wrongdoing. So I mean, it's still in the courts. All of those things. But like Will's point was, they did not hold back. Usually it's puffball questions. Usually it's blah, blah, blah. He's usually force-fed answers, and it's all scripted. There wasn't any of that on Friday.
He spoke to the media since.
They let those media get. They let it get after him, and I thought he did a pretty good job. Said most of the right things. He's still denying. He's sticking to his story, and they're sticking to their story. So we'll see what shakes out. But I just thought that's interesting.
That's what I was about to ask. I got 2 questions.
Yep.
Is it still innocent until proven guilty? One.
But he's found out guilty already.
He isn't, though.
They just dropped certain charges. I don't know. I'm not into the litigation.
That's the thing. He's not criminally charged with anything. He hasn't been found guilty of anything.
He ain't no R. Kelly or nothing.
And then 2, did he set out? He set out all of last year. Not one game did he play.
Right.
Was it time served?
I don't think that'll count as time served. If the NFL makes a ruling for whatever, any sort of suspension will take place in the coming year. Last year, I don't think has anything to do with that. That's another thing about one clause in his contract is that, like, this year he's only guaranteed like $1 million or something. All of his contract is guaranteed like following this year. Yeah. And they were catching flack for.
We still got the rest of the contract.
Did you do that because if he gets suspended this year, he's not losing any money. He was catching a lot. The Browns were catching a lot of flack for that, for not paying him this year. That way, if he gets suspended, he's not losing his money. So that's just one more wrinkle to the fold.
That's what his agent was supposed to set it up that way, though.
Right. I mean, it all makes sense. And then on the Browns end, they say, well, we have too much money committed this year. He can only get this much. Money will come later. But I saw a lot of people giving him, that's one of the cop-outs or one of, like, he's not having to pay the cost because.
Do a check for me. Make sure. Is Jacoby Brissett on that team?
I think that he's their backup. Because they traded Case Keenum. But, like, we forget the root of how this all started. This didn't just start with some allegations. This started with him coming out talking about he wanted to be traded. And then a week later, boom, 21 allegations, 22 women, and then it's just they started ripping him. And then he was going to sit out anyway. So it started with a sit out versus a suspension. And it was over, he didn't want to play there because of how they mishandled the Rooney Rule. And they didn't really hire the coach he wanted because I believe he wanted Bieniemy. I believe he wanted Bieniemy. Or he wanted what?
Yeah, but that's like, if I got a bunch of shady stuff, that's what college coaches do all the time. They go to a new school before they get caught paying the players from the old school. What, Calipari, or you can pick out a handful of college basketball coaches to do that. Brissett is signed 3 days ago with the Browns.
Yeah.
So, I mean, does that automatically eliminate Baker from returning next year?
Yeah. He's not going back.
I think he's already, like...
I know he said he don't want to come back. He asked for a trade. But I don't guarantee you're going to be traded, but...
They'll just cut him.
Yeah, but if they cut him, he's still on their books. That's why they're trying to trade him. They're just gonna have to take the best offer. Nobody's trying to take the most.
He ain't gonna get an offer.
Is he still a starting quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah,
I'm not hiring
100%. him. 100%. If Carson Wentz, is he better than Carson Wentz?
No.
That's not the same.
I don't even, man.
If your boy Kirk Cousins go down. You
want Baker?
I would take him as a backup to Kirk
And that's
Cousins.
exactly what I think's going to happen. No team is going to want to pay anything for him. The Browns aren't, so he'll either get released or just sit there idly. And as soon as somebody gets hurt, 4 weeks in, 5 weeks in, 6 weeks in, you'll see him bounce to a different team.
What's going on now is you seeing like Matt Ryan get shot for a 5th round pick.
But they did him a solid. I just read that article today. They had Matt Ryan messed up. So with this whole Deshaun Watson stuff, so he went to the owner Arthur Blank, and they had a conversation, and Matt Ryan was a solid dude. He did just like they did with Phillip Rivers, and how he got to the Colts. Matt Ryan was a solid dude, and he did what he had to do in that organization. He always showed up to work. Or you could use Matthew Stafford as an example, but he did what he did at an organization. He came to them. He didn't like how they was going about the Deshaun Watson stuff, how they was going to just get rid of him like that. So he asked to be out, and then Arthur Blank respected him enough to let him choose where he went and took whatever back for him.
So what's the difference between the Browns and Baker? Because it's the same thing.
It's a big difference. One, Matt Ryan is the quarterback to replace Michael Vick. Like, he's been in this league for a long time. He's a former MVP, and he's taking that team to the Super Bowl. Baker Mayfield, on the other hand, now he did. Well, I don't understand why Brown fans just boo-boo, doo-doo on him.
It was the expectations that they had from last year.
But
my point,
of
a number one overall pick.
But the thing is, are they forgetting about who they are? Since the Browns has been are they forgetting about the last? I'm 28 years old, and are they forgetting about the last 20 some odd years of the quarterback carousel that they have had in the last 20 some odd years? Baker Mayfield, he's literally the best quarterback of course, excluding Deshaun Watson. That's now. Shout out to them.
Talent. You're saying talented,
but Baker Mayfield is literally the best quarterback they have had since ever. Until now.
And you say the Browns forgetting about who the Browns are. Baker's had a different head coach and a different offensive coordinator every single year,
except for the last two.
But and when that happens historically, you have no success.
This year he battled injuries, and instead of him sitting out like Kyler did, he tried to fight through it, and he looked bad, and he got killed for it. And for some reason, Baker Mayfield is the talk of the talk, and he's still the talk of the talk. They even talk about him backing up Brady, but.
It's similar to Jimmy G in San Francisco. Like, Jimmy G catches a bunch of flack. It's because he's not good. It's like, well, there's a lot more to it than that. His success as a starter, he wins as a starter. When you watch him play, when it comes down to big crucial games, when it comes to making good decisions, when it comes to not making bad decisions and like making that decision and not throw a poor ball, they both don't do that.
Baker is like
he's a little
bit of Brett Favre. It's
damn hard to play QB in the NFL. And the problem is they all get paired to the best.
Johnny Manziel.
How
much difference is he than Johnny?
Tell me when did Johnny win a playoff game?
How many games did Johnny Manziel even start?
When did Johnny take his team and win the division? Or they didn't even win the division because the Ravens was just so good, but they made the playoffs. And they upset the team that's been spanking them for a while, the Steelers. They did something that the Bengals couldn't do.
But this is also the best Browns team. The Browns had their best squad for the last two. This is the best Browns team that Baker's been a part of.
Yeah, and this past year there's a lot of mess going on. Odell's dad, he's been hurt. The team been banged up. They didn't pull through this season. They had a lot of expectations for the first time ever. The Browns actually had expectations because of what they did the year prior, because of what Baker did, beating the Steelers and hanging it in there to hang with the Chiefs. And he should have been able to take down Chad Henne because Patrick Mahomes did go down, and they had a chance. I believe they was down by 4 at one point, and he just couldn't get it done at that point.
That was COVID year, right?
No, that was after COVID. That's 2021, just last year. Or 20, yeah, but it was post-COVID. Or 20, I don't know. But not this past season, 2 seasons ago, man. I guess that is 2020.
That's the COVID year, man.
I thought it was COVID-19.
Jamar's gone.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Well, Amari Cooper's there. What do you get? I don't know.
The Browns, when Deshaun Watson's able to take the field, that's when the narrative will change.
All right.
The NFC, though.
Once he starts winning. What do you thought? We've been talking about Matt Ryan. You're kind of a Matt Ryan dude.
I've been saying him to the Niners. I've been saying him to a nice organization. I think that, like I said, like I was talking about.
So what about the Colts? How do you think he fits? Colts got a good team.
The Colts, I keep saying this. This team is built for Andrew Luck, and he retired 1 year too soon. He took a beating. Dog, you could have took one more beating.
Ryan ain't too much
but
different. Luck was a little bit more of a physical runner, and But Ryan, I mean,
no, I'm saying this as far as like this because the Colts is a solid, great
That's the thing. They're
great
a good
defense,
roster. They're a good team.
Top back, one of the top backs in the game. A nice offensive. They got Campbell from Ohio State.
Good offense.
Still
They got a
Ty.
good defense. So that's what I'm
solid
saying.
Offense. The line is the line that Luck wish he had, and they made the playoffs with Phillip Rivers, and Carson Wentz ain't better than Baker, but he blew it. Like they lost to the Jaguars to not make the playoffs. That was on Carson. I think Baker would have got that done, but that's just me.
Yeah, Michael Pittman Jr. out there.
Yeah.
And who else?
They look
Campbell.
T.Y. Hilton.
Campbell.
Paris Campbell.
Yeah, Buckeye. But
Paris Campbell, he's kind of a slot.
It's a great move.
Michael Pittman's coming into
it's
his
going to get them
own.
to win the AFC South.
They got
They're gonna
Mo
win the
Alley
AFC South
Cox,
next
who's
year.
a pretty good tight end. But the main thing is, like, football team, it's offensive lines, stout defense, and if you got a run game to lean on, you should be able to have success, which is why Baker should have had success with the Browns. Injuries, some other things, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking last, 2 years specifically. Yeah. But that's what I'm asking is Matt Ryan's getting put into a good situation. You think they're going to win the AFC South?
Yeah,
Titans,
100%.
Colts.
That's it. The Jaguars and Houston. Yeah, so Jaguars made a little bit of moves. The dude Kirk is the reason why people are getting paid right now. That's why I'm hearing that because the Jaguars signed Christian Kirk, I think, or traded for him and gave him a big $23 million,
$84 million over 4 years or
23
something.
million. Yeah, so he's a receiver. He's the reason why Adams and Tyreek Hill and these other wide receivers just made this money.
Christian Kirk's more of a slot receiver, like speed demon. Arizona Cardinals, yeah. Yep.
But they're trying to give my man Sunshine some weapons down there. They're gonna be fighting for third place, unfortunately, and I really think that the Colts is gonna come out that conference.
So
Titans take a major step back.
All right, number one pick again.
No, it's
Jags.
I think they got the second pick.
Well, for sure it's the Jags.
It's a good question.
I think they got the second pick.
I'm for sure that I've seen back-to-back number one draft picks from the Jags. But who's even at the number one spot right now? Who's coming out that could
Aiden Hutchinson projected number one for the
Lions. The Lions got the one spot.
No, Jags.
Jags, man.
Round one, pick one. Jags, Lions.
Because they kept talking about Aiden Hutchinson going home to Detroit. But anyway, the Colts is going that division. The Titans going to take a major step back. The Jaguars is the Jaguars.
Titans are going to make a step back.
Take a step back.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because you're number one in the AFC. That was the number one seed AFC.
I don't think they can repeat it. Not that it was necessarily like a flash in the pan, but they don't have I don't think Tannehill can get them over 12 wins. And they had great success because they're in a very weak
I'm not saying that they
division.
get back to the number one in the AFC, but to be able to win an AFC South when it's already a weak conference.
It was only weak because Carson Wentz didn't get the job done.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the only other team
kind of some.
That's the only other team to compete with them. They've been running the division the past couple of years, tighten up and all that stuff. But the Colts made the right moves, and I think with a real quarterback, a real leader like Matt Ryan, a former MVP, they'll be able to get the job done. I'll take the best quarterback in that division is now Matt Ryan.
AFC South or NFC East, worst conference in the NFL?
Definitely AFC South.
NFC East.
AFC South got two teams that's in the bottom. The NFC East, it's still the Philly made the playoffs. Dallas made
one team out of every division makes the playoffs.
No, but the NFC East had two teams that made the playoffs last year. So Philly they lost to the Bucks in the first one in the wild card. They made the playoffs. That's two teams right there. The South got two teams as well, but the
Colts would have made it if they wouldn't have. Yeah.
And they lost to the Jags. But I just think that when you look at the bottom feeders,
no, I wouldn't say it well.
But I think both teams are worse than the Giants. If you ask me.
But the Titans had the number one seed in the AFC, so
and they lost to the fourth seed.
It doesn't matter.
Tough team.
They lost their first playoff matchup.
No, NFC East the Cowboys, man, they're the worst team in the world. So NFC East is the worst division.
Like a little bit of Cowboy hate, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
I'm not a fan of the Cowboys either, but I'm just saying they had two teams that made it. I think that Jalen Hurts will keep them in a 7-6 competing spot. The Commanders and see if you're pro Carson Wentz, can the Commanders defense come back? And I'm mad that I remembered that they're called the Commanders.
It's so
like I remembered it on
you guys
Command.
like that name?
They're tough, man. Nah, I hate it.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just still feel like they should have been. But if you ask me, since you became the football team, you might as well should have just.
That's what I thought.
The football team.
Yep.
Like you're in Washington D.C.
They got nice jerseys though. I don't know if you guys.
I've seen some of. Yeah, they
color
look.
concept.
I like the.
I seen like one black.
I saw the all black. That was kind of cool.
But if the defense could come back, my man Young, Sweat, if they could come
there
back,
you go.
and if
And you still got scary.
you got McLaurin,
Right,
you
Ron Rivera's a
got
pretty
what's my
good
man
coach.
Curtis Samuel. They got a nice run game named McKissick and
Antonio Gibson.
Gibson. The question is Carson Wentz, but I don't believe in that.
Nah.
Not now. He couldn't, and I believed in the coach last
the
year.
same one that took Philly.
No, he didn't take Philly nowhere. He got injured.
He got them to
he-
like the AFC. What
No.
2 or?
He got him to the playoffs.
When did
NFC.
He got hurt in the
That was the
divisional round.
2017 year. Yeah, no, he got hurt like week 15 against the Rams.
The very end of the regular season.
Yeah.
Foles took him all the way through the playoffs?
Yeah, all the way through the playoffs. That was all Foles.
I thought Foles picked up.
He even
like
finished the
AFC
regular
championship or NFC.
NFC.
championship.
See, that's
No.
what I thought. I was
No.
thinking it was divisional or.
Nah,
but
no.
this is all. I mean, this is all beside the point.
Wentz ain't been good since then, though.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's not debatable.
Nope, it ain't. You're quarter. So everybody likes to hold on to quarterbacks as your
846.
barometer of success.
Yeah, but other
Oh
news-
no, we got time. We got time. Sports emphasis is downstairs going till 10 now. So.
Oh, every week.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so
So we got a little bit more time. We've sure beat this horse to death.
all right. So
Hoops.
I definitely say the AFC. No, we still.
What you got left?
Brady's unretirement. Did we mention that last episode? I don't
That's
remember.
old news.
That's so long ago. Rodgers going back.
He's
What is
not that
what does Devontae Adams leaving the NFC North mean? Does that? I think that says you're the MVP. Show me why you're really the MVP. Now you got to spread the ball around. You got to actually make your players great, which I don't think he's capable of.
Yeah, we'll see what Rodgers can do. I'm excited for Derek Carr and Devontae, though, old college teammates.
Fresno.
And yeah.
Man, you still got Aaron Jones over there, still that strong run game, and you still got Aaron Rodgers.
And they'll add.
Still
The main thing will be to see who they add at wide receiver.
Yeah, they're
For
gonna
now,
add
it's just
somebody.
like I don't imagine Allen.
Never do.
Well, they're gonna. I mean, they will have to. So
Will
the
he
thing
trust
is,
a
at
rookie?
this point, we don't know what kind of rookie's coming in. And yeah, you can trust a rookie with Rodgers, man. Pff,
Will he trust a rookie unless they let him draft him himself?
yeah,
Who
I
knows?
mean,
But probably not. So I mean, I'm really expecting a lot out of the new coach Kevin O'Connell, and I really think that they're gonna take the North.
You don't think Aaron Rodgers is on the same GM type, LeBron type move? Where they're going to go through
You mean
him?
like make bad moves
Like
like
Jordan
trade
Love?
for Russell Westbrook?
Nah, I ain't going there. I'm saying,
So what are you talking about?
I'm
You
saying,
think-
dude, they
He is the
allow
LeBron. He's
him-
the biggest diva in football. Like LeBron is the
are they
biggest
gonna
diva.
let him?
I
They're
ain't
gonna
going
let.
there
They're
either.
gonna
What
let
do you
him
want me to- what do
choose.
you want me to say?
They're gonna let him choose his guy. Is what
That's
he's
what I'm
asking.
saying.
Nah, I don't think Gutekunst is still sending shots at that man. So I don't know. Brian Goody.
Packers front office just don't seem like they know what they're doing.
I think that
They haven't given him any help in the past few years, like we've
they
seen.
allowed Aaron to put them in a stranglehold. He took all the bag, and Devontae got up out of there. Aaron
Well, to
Rodgers
your
is a-
point, they
Aaron
should
Rodgers
let
is a
him
very
choose his
selfish
own.
quarterback. He's very talented and one of the best to ever do it, and the best in the league. Back-to-back MVP. He's like all the money that came to him, whatever. That's fine, but I think it really hurt the team. That's why you weren't able to bring back Zadarius Smith, and there is no Smith brothers. Yeah. And Zadarius Smith pulled a big left because I think he was going to the Ravens at first, and he pulled
I just had
Greg
it.
Hardy. Greg Hardy moved where he re-signed with the Cowboys.
Dude, that was
but he went to the
stupid-ish.
Broncos. Actually, I mean, I'm not mad at that move. Why not go to the Broncos?
No, he made a good one, but that was just.
Yeah,
I thought it was
he did. He
hilarious.
did what? What's my man's name? He's the coach of the Raiders now. He did that with the Broncos the last time. So Zadarius Smith pulled that move, and now he's with the Vikings. The Vikings also signed a middle linebacker from the Cardinals. We'll see what the Vikings is able to do. They got a top 5 offense. Nobody believes in Kirk Cousins. That's fine. It's a new coach. I think the coach already said he's on record saying they're going to use him a lot like they did with Cooper Kupp. Justin Jefferson does have that type of talent. We'll see how they get it done. But,
yep, Zadarius Smith was going to sign with the Ravens.
Yeah. He said negative.
Potential reunion. Who's your MVP next year?
It's just too early, but
Jesus.
Derrick Henry?
I would say
this running back ain't been MVP since when?
no, I didn't ever be Derrick Henry. It's just my man Adrian Peterson. But oh man, you just put me on the spot. Favorite should
Matt
be
Ryan.
Justin Herbert. I think the MVP favorite should be Justin Herbert. Dark horses, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow
in the bag.
in the dark horse category. But I think if like just like the preseason MVP favorite was Luka Doncic, I think Justin Herbert got that type of what he's doing to the NFL at quarterback. It's kind of what Luka's doing as this new era young dude. So I think that Justin Herbert is going to be MVP favorite next year. Since you just put me on the spot.
All right.
We got the NFL draft coming up April 28th. Probably about a couple weeks away. Seeing a lot of speed. Got Chris Olave coming out. Got homie Garrett Wilson coming out. So it's a lot of guys that's going to be able to fill some spots that teams are going to need, but going to be able to see a lot of those young talents.
Chandler Jones went to the Raiders? I didn't know that.
Who's that?
Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, they made a defensive move.
Dude, yeah.
It wasn't just Devontae Adams. Okay. But the Raiders still fighting for third with the Chiefs.
Broncos all the way.
That's going to be a tough division, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You got to take the points.
Divisions.
Got to take the points, Chargers. Staley. Don't be stale.
All right.
AFC West, NFC West, probably one of the
All right,
hardest
heavy with the
divisions.
brackets. We went heavy with the
NBA
NFL talk. We could do a quick NBA rundown, but we ain't no levels.
No levels. NBA playoffs start April 16th.
So we'll be able to get the levels
I
in next week.
believe.
I'll get the
Last
levels in
games will be
next
the
week.
10th. Next Monday is April 4th. National Championship Monday. Jared's previews into the playoffs. We can do that on my birthday. Cool.
What day's your birthday?
April 11th.
2 days before my daughter's.
Nice.
Her birthday, the 13th.
Harry's gang.
All right, man. Quick little NBA, man. We ain't even. It's Lakers is holding on to the 10th spot barely.
Dear life. They don't like
And the Spurs,
look
the
it up.
Spurs,
What do we
and
got?
the Pelicans.
8 games left, probably right in that ballpark. 8-9 games for each team. Real quick, UConn women and the NC State women are all tied up at 57.
How much time left?
3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
That's a big bout.
On ESPN, I bet my homie Casey and his girlfriend are watching UConn. I think Nicole went to Connecticut. Her aunts are up there or something. Anyway, bonus. Tied at 59s. Exciting. I don't know, dude. Women's college hoops is pretty exciting, actually. I've enjoyed.
Great fundamental basketball.
It's
if you want to see fundamentals and see how the game is supposed to be played, look at the women's game.
Because it's pure skill.
It's just
Not a lot of the high flying.
yeah. It's just different. I mean, same game, but yeah, played very differently.
A bunch of Steve Nashes running around.
I've enjoyed it.
Somebody get this message to Joe B. Get Brittany Griner home.
There you go.
Hey, Joe B was at the UFC event too on Saturday night.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, they put him on the
Nice.
screen.
Man, get Brittany Griner home. If our government's good for anything, it'd be nice.
A little bit of weed ain't hurt nobody. And I heard she the. I was about to say the.
I mean, right, but that's
man
not
over
the
there,
point.
too.
The
But
point
woman
is
over there,
you
she make more money overseas playing basketball than she do in the NBA with a max deal. She make $228,000 in the WNBA, but she make millions across the seas. And for her to be held up over there just for having a little dab of
Hash.
yeah, I think that's.
I don't even think it was really
I think it's
marijuana.
deeper than that. I mean, we had a.
Yeah, but the one thing, like, it doesn't matter what it is. This is international, global, like, politics. Other countries, they have their own laws. you can't be doing that no matter what it is, whatever you think it is. Like Rule 1, international travel. Oh, yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking?
Rule 1 for sure.
Dude, don't like. So, it's terrible. It's an awful situation that she's in. But I wish we could get some diplomacy, get her out of there. But she shouldn't have been taking whatever stuff she was taking in there. But, anyhow, that's just one of those things that if you can go make more money overseas, go do it. But WNBA needs to get some of that pay up.
Being locked up against your will over something stupid and petty is not fun at all. Hopefully this isn't like now if nobody's familiar with the Cappy Pondexter story, look into it. She went missing for a couple of years. She claimed that she went missing for a couple of years, came back, told her story about it. It's kind of wild. It could be one of them type situations. Now, we're talking about Brittany Griner, but it kind of went on the wraps for some weeks. I seen people started talking about it again. At the next thing you know, the next day, boom, something happens. It could be. There's a lot of. I think somebody's controlling this behind the scenes.
For sure.
Well, and then
free Brit.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing too. It's not most countries are not like the U.S. and we have no idea what's going on over there, especially when it comes to Russian-controlled state media, etc. There ain't no free press like we doing. So let's take advantage of our freedom and liberty to use the airwaves as we choose.
It sucks when they take it away, man.
Dude, right. All right, UConn up 2-59, 8 games left in the NBA season. Breaking news is that Boston Celtics are on a tear, 22-3 since Christmas.
Yeah.
Since Christmas, hottest team in the NBA.
Top defense, but
the Heat are falling apart.
Their center, Reggie Williams, just tore his ACL. That is going to hurt them come playoff time because Reggie Williams could have been an impossible most improved player conversation. He took that step. He's the anchor of that defense, and them losing him is bad. It's bad for that team.
I mean, that race for number 1 in the East is so tight right now. You look at
everybody's
the top 4.
Spread, half game out, and Boston
from 1 till 4 is half game.
Yeah, so
one slip up.
I know my Bulls held down in one spot for the majority of the beginning of the season. They just kept it warm for these other teams. A lot of people been throwing shade at me about my Bulls. Right now, I'm not liking the 4-5 matchup at all because I would love to avoid Embiid. If anything, I would want Miami to drop down to that 4th spot. If I'm being honest, I really wanted to face Boston or Miami. I would have liked to go up to the 4th spot so we could play. I wanted us to be 3 so we could play either Cleveland or Toronto, but we're not gonna be able to make that now. We just hoping Lonzo could come back because we ain't gonna be able to be the same. We ain't been the same since. Our defense have taken a major step back. The Bulls have taken a major step back. And DeRozan's little MVP campaign is dropped. His numbers this month is
long
the
gone.
Best. Since Zach LaVine has drained his knee, he ain't been quite as consistent. Now we did just beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. That ain't too much, but the Bulls are still 2-16 against the top 3 teams in both conferences. So I've always known that. That's why I was big on the Sabonis move. The other top teams, I believe in Boston and Miami. No, so look out for. The reigning champs right now should be the favorites. Now the Nets is crazily still the favorites to come out the East along with Milwaukee.
Dude, right?
Yeah, I mean, now don't get me wrong. I'm pro Nets, and I'm still saying that the Nets is going to get the job done because none of these teams. I guarantee you, Boston and Miami definitely don't want to play Brooklyn at 7 or 8. I could guarantee you that because I could still see Brooklyn making a 7 spot due to the play-in.
Watch them just drop like 5 straight, miss the playoffs in time. Brooklyn missed the playoffs in time.
Oh no, that won't happen just because Kyrie is now able to play all home games. So they did just lose to the Hornets and lost to the season series to the Hornets. But you can't sleep on LaMelo Ball in them. You cannot sleep. I'm pro Melo. # tank for Melo. I started that, but you can't sleep on them. And they got him. They got him that night. Kyrie was kind of first home game and second home game. He gonna really light it up. They need to finish the season strong, 3 games above 500. So Atlanta's not gonna catch them. The question is, they got to have finished the season with a better record than the Hornets and can they catch the Cavs.
So right now, let me get this straight because you just said a lot real fast. The 8 versus 9 for sure plays in the play-in game.
It's 7 versus 8.
10.
No, it's 7 versus 8, 9 versus 10. In the first play-in games.
How does that make any sense?
So, like,
wouldn't it be 7-10 and 8-9?
No, or it might be 7-10, 8-9.
Yeah.
It is okay. Yeah.
And then whoever wins the 7-10.
No, because they're battling for the no. This is no. It's not that type of format because that's if it was like a bracket. It's not a bracket. They're really fighting for the seed itself. Right. So 7 to 8 is fighting for the 7th seed, and so it'd be Cleveland. It'd be Cleveland Hornets, Brooklyn, Atlanta.
Right.
That's how that matchup would be. So if say Cavs and the Hornets play, if the Hornets win, the Hornets move to 7, and the Cavs fall to 8, and the Cavs have to play the winner of 9 and 8.
You're right.
So the 9 and 10.
I gotcha.
9 and 10 has to play 2 games. 7 and 8 has to play 1 game if they win.
Right.
That's the format.
Yeah.
So, which the Cavs losing, I thought the Cavs for sure was going to be that 6th spot, but they done lost these. They since Jared Allen went down, they ain't been looking good. I don't totally believe in Philly, but with Embiid, they could definitely beat the Bulls in a first round matchup. I wouldn't doubt that at all, and that's as a Bulls fan. So all the trolls out there, they might be right, depending on that 7-game series. But if I believe Harden gonna choke like I do, James St. Patrick, they said that's a bad take, but they need to check the numbers. He really go ghost. Who shot ghost? Was it Tariq or did James shoot himself? I don't know, but man. I'm not trying to see Embiid for 7 games.
Not at all.
Not with the extra, not with us being so small and Vooch being our only big. That's why I wanted us to get Sabonis or trade for Miles Turner. Tristan Thompson wasn't really the move.
Update: UConn and NC State going into overtime. NC State missed 3
and
with 1 second left.
So the East is really wide open technically, but I think the Bucks, man, respect the defending champs. Giannis is still in the MVP conversation. He could lead the league in scoring this year, and then putting that on his resume would be outstanding. Between Bron,
I think the 76ers are going to win the East for some reason. I hope they don't, but
I believe you're wrong. But if it happens, it happens. I wouldn't be shocked because Embiid is really on that type of mission, and he's that type of dude. And if Harden could give him something,
right?
If Harden could give him something of an efficient night on a closeout game, because Harden's closeout games is what's really terrible. So that's the thing. We just got to see how Philly would do. If Philly right now they're the 4 seed. So being on the 4-5 matchup, that side of the bracket is actually weak. They could get to the conference finals being on that side of the bracket. So if I'm Philly, I might want to stay there. They'd definitely be favored over Chicago, and that's my team. At the end, they'll play Boston the next round. Because if Boston played Brooklyn, it's slow. I'm telling you. Especially with that Reggie Williams injury. So Philly might be able to get to the conference finals if they stay on that side of the bracket, and they can avoid Milwaukee.
All right. Give us a little bit of West.
I
know you like the East.
The Suns
just a little bit
got it on smash, but everybody loves Ja and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are fit. Ja is out for 2 weeks. He returned like the week before the season ends or something like that. But the
strategic move.
But the grit because he did get hurt earlier in the season, and Ja isn't. But Ja's young, trying to save him for later. So. The Grizzlies is 15-2 without him. Might even be 16-2 without him. They've beaten solid. They beat other good teams like the Warriors, the Nets. And some people may say the Nets is bad, but they competed with the Suns. They beat the Jazz. They've beaten all the other top. They're the only team that really one of the few teams to beat Boston. They beaten the Bucks. They just beat the Bucks the other night. Everybody loves the Grizzlies, so look out for them with the Golden State Warriors taking a step back and that injury to Steph Curry and Klay still not being 100% Klay Thompson. We don't know what they're going to do in a playoff series. Draymond, you know that's how it all started with Draymond. Draymond's my guy, but without Steph, Draymond is almost obsolete. They do run the offense through Draymond. He's literally their point guard, man. Draymond Green is their point guard. Draymond Green is their point guard. A lot of people
5 in the last 10.
Yeah,
I'm finally happy that I will get to see Dallas play somebody other than the Clippers because now Luka versus Donovan Mitchell. If this was the playoff matchup right now, or it might be Luka versus Nikola Jokic. Let's see. I just want to see Luka play somebody else.
You mentioned the Clippers. I think I seen something.
Paul George has started 5-on-5 today. Kawhi is already he's shoot around at every game.
So with that
Dark
being
horse.
said,
Dark horse.
it has to be.
The Clippers and see people gonna tie me to that. Yeah, I said it. The Clippers and the Nets are gonna be the scariest 7 seeds in history. Just like, and it ain't gonna be no St. Peter's run. They're gonna be like the AFC Tar Heels.
Who's the only?
Go ahead.
Isn't there an 8 seed? Were the Nuggets like the only 8 seed to ever make the finals? Or
AFC be the 1 seed. I think was the.
No, ain't no AFC that ever make no finals. But the AFC
that was that Golden State Warriors
be upsetting the Mavericks.
Yeah,
something
we
like
believe
that.
Team with
something like that.
See, like the thing about the Clippers is because they would be in this
the bubble bracket right now.
They'd be in the 2. If they were healthy all season, they'd be in this 2 through 6 range. I don't know if they were healthy all season with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Remember, Kawhi hasn't played at all this season. Paul George hasn't played since I want to say November. So
that's something like
the Clippers. Now I guess they done hit a little skid mark, 3 games below 500, but they're not. They're gonna get the 8th spot for sure, but they're still in playing territory. But by playing time, they might have both of their superstars. They got superstars coming back.
We're gonna get the games
They're
remaining.
deep.
That's what we need.
Reggie Jackson has been balling all year. The Clippers is deep, but I don't think that I don't see the Pelicans or the Lakers beating them. If they especially if they get their guys back. I don't know if the Clippers could hang with the Timberwolves without their guys because Cat is on a mission to at least show that he's a winning player. And I feel like a team like Chicago should make a move to trade for him next year. But I really think that the playoffs will be what the West is right now. But some of the seeding will be different between
top 6 is staying.
4 through 6 is what's going to keep alternating in the West.
Yep.
1, 2, and 3 is going to stay the same. 7, I think that the Clippers and the Timberwolves is going to be the 7th and 8th spot. I don't know how it's going to work. If the Clippers could beat the Timberwolves, can the Lakers get the Timberwolves had the Lakers number all year, so I don't know. And plus, the Pelicans didn't have the Lakers number. They just blew a 23-point lead the last night to the Pelicans, and the Pelicans beat them the last time. So can the Lakers? I mean, they got AD and Bron, all that, fighters chance nonsense. But the Lakers is a bad team.
What was LeBron's Zero Dark? How he said?
Yeah, Zero Dark. He ain't Zero Dark 30 no more. He activated playoff mode months ago, and we're still waiting. All he produces a couple 50-point games, and he done passed Karl Malone. Kudos, congrats. The king
individual.
The king
stats.
reigns in, but the kings reigned on. So
individual stats.
It's not the sun. It's not this. It rains in L.A. It does rain in L.A. and it's a thunderstorm at the crypto.
It's a trash pile, man.
Yeah, dumpster fire. Like I said,
Dumpster
like my son would say, dog water.
There you go, dog water. All right.
But and if they don't get it together, especially with Bron and them not playing tonight, they might not even make the playoffs, and we'll see what we talk about next week. That's all. Because the Spurs, I think, own the head-to-head versus the Lakers. Lakers got a tough schedule. They got to play the Warriors. I think they play the Suns again, or unless they already played the Suns. And I think they play the Nuggets, and they got the Rockets and the Thunder, I believe. Or they definitely got the Thunder in there, and they don't got many gimme games. They got to earn it, and their stars are Bron's knee hurt tonight, so it is what it is. I think they in 2K talk they're called that selling, but my only question is how for real is the Suns, and will they be back out the West? Because Devin Booker has been carrying that team, and Chris Paul is now back.
It's a good question, man.
Like even they Embiid hit them up I think last night or Saturday, but they withstood it and they still won that game.
I mean, that record says a lot about them.
8-game win streak.
Yeah.
9-1 in the last 10. They're on pace to almost win 67 games, 67, 68 games.
We'll find out. Stay tuned. The NBA playoffs is coming up soon. When you say
Jersey levels will be coming soon. I'm just trying to see some of this other stuff happen, and they're going into the playoffs. We're really going to get it ready. But watch out, man. A lot of people like Memphis. I might like Memphis too. Derrick Rose 2.0 is there.
Caught them from my finals. They're coming out the West.
Like I told you, if Joe Burrow and them could do it, I think the Grizzlies is on a Bengals type move.
Dude, I like it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
They're not afraid. That's my thing. They're not afraid on some Eminem type stuff.
Well, it's that time, gang.
Shout out to my man Jerry. We're dropping all the hot fire bars today, man. He came focused. We back on That's Debatable. Thank you for joining us. Before we get out of here, again, shout out to my mom. Happy birthday.
Shout out Mama Ward.
And make sure you follow me on all platforms, Will Ward 288. And we're going to get it up on YouTube. Continue to like, share, and subscribe to the That's Debatable YouTube channel.
You got it. All right. For Ryan Dietrich, I'm out of here. Take us away, boys. Thanks for tuning in, fam.
Hey, shout out to them boys in the Tri-County Regional Jail. Hold your heads, man. Everybody in that type of situation, everybody in that situation, man, prayers to them, man. Some people are in better situations than others in that same situation, but everybody just make it through your time, make it through y'all's day, get by, and just do whatever you got to do to not go back. I don't understand how people, man.
Revolving doors, sir.
Man,
that's a whole
it's crazy because that's a whole other subject. We might not got time for it, but as I was walking out, another young brother was walking in. It's just crazy. He probably got we ain't gonna go deep into that, but that's just my take real quick. That's Debatable episode, Larry Legend, 33, in case you ain't know, to the 33rd power. We ain't on conspiracy stuff, if but, episode 33, next week might be Shaq and, Shaq Attack, Hack a Shack, whatever you want to call it.
Barkley. Before we all the way gone, man, shout out to Pickerington Central and the Reynoldsburg girls, both state champions.
State champs.
Out of Central Ohio.
The Nubians did their thing. And, it's Afrocentric, not Afro. Get it right. They corrected me, and they definitely get that respect. So shout out to them people that's over there on Stelzer, right by my Jissa. All right. Yeah. That's Debatable, baby. I miss. Acha.
Who the greatest? No, not the latest. Ain't that debatable? Yeah. Check this.